would be me. Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend's going well. Hello, everybody. Morning, Dame Avant, Linda, Librarian 21 London, Honeybun, Octopixie, Delubi. Morning, guys. Hi. What's up, Dad? Today, sushi day. Today, Sunday. Yeah, kitty. In a lot of places I've lived, I've found, a hard time finding restaurant sushi on Sunday. Like, a lot of the places were just closed. Nowadays, I take Monday, Tuesdays off, and I thought that would get around that problem. But it turns out that the universe really wants me to, remember how to cook for myself, so a lot of places are closed. I'm going to drink some coffee. And I think I'm going to do Tomb of Sargeras. I don't think I did that one yesterday. I think I could stand to run Tomb, try for an Abyss Worm, see if there's any Mog. Katie girl, she looks so happy. I finally showed up for the thing that she wanted me to do. She's been herding me around all morning. Now I want sushi. It's on Sundays, the opposite of a traditional British Sunday roast. Oh, like a West Coast thing? Sushi places being closed? I don't know. I think it's just an unfortunate string of not enough, not enough hours. Arrowhokey, thank you very much for the 25-month resub. All about that, Transmog Farm. Also, Juicy Snug Bubble with a 4-month resub. Thanks, guys. Baba B5 with a 6-month resub. Darkmoon Fair starts today. Ooh, that's a good point. That means there are profession knowledge points that we can get. We can do that. It doesn't have to be in any particular hurry. I forgot I'm still wearing my pirate set. I'm waiting for Trial of Style. Trial of Style is another 2 weeks and a day away. And that's going to be very exciting. Did I sell my things? I made some stuff last night. I figured I've put all these points into alchemy. I'm just going to make some stuff and try and clear up my bag. So I crafted some stuff, I sold some stuff. Went all right. Nothing's that profitable, but it does make some amount of gold. Data prep for teaching web development, but whenever Twitch advised you're streaming, I must answer the call. Good afternoon, Hazel Kira. Chat, hope your weekend's doing good. Good afternoon, Erin. Kira, how are you doing? This morning, she was sitting on the coffee table, and I said, Kira, who are you wearing? The answer is Kira. Bye, Kira. You got stripes. You have stripes. I can scratch your chin. You don't have to do it on the thing. There you go. There you go. Help me cope with leaving for work in 30 minutes. I used to wake up like an extra hour earlier than I needed to back when I worked retail to play WoW before I went because I didn't have it in me to just get up and grimly dress and then head off into the rain. So I wanted to have some some me time where I could just enjoy a cup of tea before I headed out the door. It did make it hard to head out the door because there's really no good time to head out grimly into the rain, but it was, I used to do breakfast tea before breakfast, and that was the move. Cancel? Yeah, cancel. She's got the tiger stripes. Oh, she's gone. She's out of here. Where is she going? She doesn't know yet. She's thinking about it. Living room? Yeah, there's your door. There's your door. You can fit. Yeah. It was swung mostly closed, but not totally closed. She's good. Chin scritches are her absolute prime favorite. My theory as to why that is that when she was a little kitty teenager, she had feline acne, which is a thing that can happen, and she would get feline pimples on her chin, and they were really itchy for her, and you would buy this acne medication, and you would put it on there, and then try and stop her from licking it off. And she's long since exited her teenage years, and she no longer has acne there, but ever since she's always adored getting scratched in the same spots that used to be itchy for her. Alright, so now I want to sell these ones. People buy speed files. Speed files, Alacrity, have a pretty high sale rate, and I don't know why. You would have to take it at the expense of taking an Elemental Chaos or even a Tepid Versatility, or a Glacial Fury or something. There's they're, you know, you're taking it instead of like primary combat stats. And maybe it's for farming, maybe it's for, there's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason why the sale rate is higher on that than it is on many other ones. Okay, so that's that. Let's do Tube. That seems like a good thing to, oh no, Darkmoon Faire. Yeah. I haven't even done this profession knowledge yet. I don't know. I guess I'm doing, I know I want to, do I want to cap out my alchemy knowledge? Do I care that much? I don't know if I care that much. I probably should. Oh, the profession stuff doesn't take very long. We'll just go do it. Gotta go fast, makes it easier to avoid dying to puddles. Oh. So does my dog, prefers neck and chin attention over head pets. Did the first big clean of my apartment since moving out of my own last month. Congratulations. Is it magical? Is it delightful? I did all my sheets yesterday and I put them on right before bedtime and it was the best. Stormwind, yeah. Congrats on the Razagith skin. Oh, thank you. Expecting people to be reasonable? Usually there is a reason. It might not be my reason, but people don't usually do things absent of reasons. They just have their own reasons. I'm wanting to go this way. That's right. Floyd here now. A lot of work. Glad to be out of my parents' home. I've been having dreams about decorating a dorm room, which is bizarre because I'm out of all forms of school. Never stayed in a dorm in the first place. I think it's because of Pokemon Violet. In Pokemon Scarlet Violet, you get like a cute little dorm room. And it has like a kitchen and everything, and you don't even have a roommate. I don't know how we swung that one. But it's, every time I see like the little desk and the shelves and the bed and stuff, I'm like, man, I would decorate the heck out of a dorm room. And then I'm like, I'm an adult with my own place. I could decorate that. Yeah, it's not the same. There's something about how like self-contained, you know, a dorm room is, where it feels like you can make your mark on it in a manageable way. Fresh sheets, such a simple but profound joy. Hello, Hazel. Hello. I'm going to go this way. And then what I should do is I should buy the stuff before I go. The alchemy quest, you can buy your stuff off of this guy. You can also, you know, buy it on the auction house, but unless you have an auction house mount. Excuse me. Oh, is he dead? Is he dead? Did somebody kill him? Oh dear, well that might drive up the price of the moonberry juice and whatever on the auction house. How are you today? I'm doing alright, I'm doing okay. I'm a little sleepy, but getting there, getting together. Better than yesterday. Did the Pokemon game release recently? Not that recently. I'm late to the party for sure. I discovered it what felt like recently, but it was not. It's kind of dark. Is it less dark if I do that? Yeah. Nothing says dorm room like resticking fallen ceiling tiles with cheese whiz. Oh, yeah, see, this is the consequence of me just having the dorm room in my dreams and not in my memories. Is in my dreams, it's all, you know, cute little baskets to keep my pens in and stuff. Released in November of last year. I must have been busy. Was Dragonflight doing something in November of last year? I remember people asking me about it, and then I was like, no, I think I'm done with Pokemon, because I had played progressively less of each subsequent Pokemon title that had released. And I never did try Arceus out of the loop with Pokemon. I had fallen out of the loop, but am I back in? I don't know. I'm enjoying Violet a lot. I'm not quite done with it. There's more story left to progress through. Didn't really captivate me recently. You know what happened to me is I was just so desperate for the nostalgia hit of replaying the one that I missed as a kid, and it wasn't available without doing any, you know, underground emulating, which isn't really my style. So I, you know, was just feeling like I want to choose my party, and I want to level them up, and I want to over level them and smash gym leaders to pieces. And I was very nostalgic for that particular gameplay loop, and I was like, well, it's not the game that I want, but there's a new one. Maybe it must have gym leaders. I suppose there's Pokemon. It might do. So I bought it and did that. Got my Love Rocket this February. Congratulations. I want a Pokemon game where you're poor and have to battle to make a living. There's there's something that kind of cracks me up about the Pokemon games when I'm playing them is that you'll fight different tamers, trainers. Some of them are students and some of them are mailmen. There's quite a few delivery people in the latest one. No, you know, they'll have different titles and ages and whatnot. And I feel like at some point, like when you defeat them, they give you some money. They'll give you some currency. And the amount of currency is pretty variable. And you will get more currency at higher levels of the game, but not universally. And the trend, at least what it appears to be, for which trainers give you more is which person you would expect to have more cash on them. So if you defeat somebody who is like, you know, a rock star, they might give you more money than the little, you know, 6-year-old kid with his shorts who's just set out home for the first time that day. And I feel like at one point there was somebody working on those games way back in when they were first coming up with the first ones that said something along the lines of, how come the little kid in the 4th zone has all this money to give you? And, you know, he doesn't have a job, he's 7. And then, somebody else in the room was like, you know what, you're right. You know, the kid, I suppose, could have attained the money from battling other trainers. You know, it all trickles down from the, you know, from the CEO trainers that are apparently out in the wilderness. But, all right, I have herbalism points we can get. Scarlet Violet released a week before Dragonflight did. That might have been part of my problem. Kid just real efficient in his paper route. Darkmoon Fair is up. Take those 60 Pokebucks from the 6-year-old and his Caterpie. Oh yeah, I try and do my best to sniff out every trainer ever, because they all need to know the wrath of my Flamigo. It's important. Okay. I don't think I really need to do the cooking and the fishing ones that badly. I don't need the points. This is going to give me Legion fishing skill. That's not that important to me. I'm not too fussed about rep right now. I just need to do this, which means I need 5 Moonberry juice. And the Moonberry juice guy was dead. But I betcha it's a region-wide commodity. You can probably just buy some. Yeah. Probably just spend my 2 gold 45. Drop a mailbox. Call it good. Steph the Bee, thank you very much for the 35-month resub. I imagine they were giving their lunch money or their allowance. I guess that's true. I didn't carry a lot of cash as a kid. I guess other people might have. It was very much a packed lunch kind of situation. You'd bring your Rice Krispie bar and your, you know, leftovers if you had them, maybe a peanut butter jam sandwich. You can make do with that. They want me to mix it. You want me to mix it? I should know this. I've been doing this for ages. 1 Fizzy Fair drink. Not the classic one. The normal one. There we go. You buy the classic one, you just have to drink it. That's the rule. $800 for water. I always figured that the Poké Dollar was kind of loosely based on the Japanese yen, which would explain why it's such a like a small individual unit of measurement. But then again, I don't know how consistently it holds, because you're right, prices do get kind of crazy. In Violet, I have a tendency to loot everything I can possibly find and then just sell all of it. I'll loot all these elixirs and ethers and, you know, X defense and extra TMs and stuff like that. Or just any TMs, and I'll be like, I'm never going to use that, I'm selling it. And at first I figured I was saving up money for the designer backpack, and then I bought the designer backpack, and then I still had lots of money, so there's probably something important that you can spend it on, but not in my range. Okay, I want to spend my knowledge points just so it can stop bothering me about them. I was improving my ability to herb saxifrage, I suppose. And then for alchemy, the thing with alchemy is that I'm now capped on my ability to make files. I didn't bother putting points into researching files, but I can make them, and I have the maximum possible amount of resourcefulness and inspiration. So I guess we're doing potions. I don't know why I don't care about potions. People buy potions. I could potentially make some gold selling potions. It just seems so late now that, like, I don't know. You're the only hope you have of weeding down your competition is hoping that your competition got bored with grinding profession knowledge and never made it to the either never made it or they moved on and they're not posting things anymore. We're gonna abandon that. Tomb of Sargeras. Oh, hang on a second. Be right back. Okay. I was gonna take a Legion Hearthstone. I may take my sweet time working my way through this raid, and that's alright. We'll eventually get the hang of it. Something important, the designer backpack. I bought the most expensive one purely because it was the most expensive one. There's 3 colors, so I chose my favorite among those 3. But I don't actually like the design of the backpack at all. I just really wanted my Pokemon character to be flexing while she was hanging out with all of her Pokemon friends. I can't fly on this tiger. It's a great setback. Like Mythic Plus, redundant because I'll just get my gear from the dungeons. Oh, feel less inspired to level profession since I can't get most of it. Can't get the most of it. Oh, out of it without doing Mythic Plus. Right, because of the lack of infusions. You can get infusions from other places, but it's true that if you want the what are they, 418s, then yeah, that's going to be from doing 16 plus keys. Domination shard gems coming in 1007. Interaction with jewel crafters. Do you know more? I know a tiny bit. I don't know anything about any interaction with jewel crafters though. There's a new piece of gear that you get in 1007, and then you can slot new sort of like special effect gems into it, not unlike the Mechagon Punch card. How are things? New haircut? Yeah, something like that. I trimmed it up this morning. I got out of bed roughly on time because I thought, hair go away. Woo. Like riding around in an unarmored horsebound. Not good, just a flex. Explaining crafting orders. The basics of it is you can go to the NPC that offers crafting orders in Veldraken, and you can view the different sorts of things that you can commission, and you can either post a public work order, or you can send one to a particular player based on their name. You will provide the materials, and then somebody with a profession can craft it for you. That's the very short version. The longer version involves there's some soulbound materials that you can get from that are kind of limited availability that you might get from dungeons. There's your sparks, which you can earn from a quest line. You'll get a set number of those, and then you can start grinding them after you've had 5. There are different quality levels, and how well your gear turns out depends on how good the crafter is, how many points they have, what kind of gear they have, as well as what sort of quality of equipment you put into it in the first place. It's not a good sign if it can't be summed up super quickly. That's about as good as I can do off the top of my head. I want to make sure I'm in raid difficulty. Should I do it on Mythic? I don't see why not. If we can anyway. Raid difficult. Oh yeah, I was gonna check and see where I need the monk because the mount actually can drop on any difficulty. Hello, welcome back, including LFR. So it doesn't have to be anything particular. Out dungeons and raids. Legion, Tomb of Sargeras. I have only 13% of the Mog from here, including on Mythic, so I may as well start on Mythic. There will be some cooler stuff on there, right? Difficulty Mythic. Is the game worth playing? It is to me. Value assessments are always very personal. You have to decide, what's your time worth to you? What's your money worth to you? What do you want? Who are you? How do you feel? You hungry? To LFR old content, you need to find the NPC that lets you queue into it. They've added NPCs for these older expansions that you can talk to, and they'll let you queue directly for the various wings. I would assume that Legion LFR would have an NPC in Legion Dalaran. I don't know that off the top of my head. It just sounds true. Do we go up the stairs? Oh, no. No, we don't. There's going to be a hole in the floor. Oh, there's Gorath. That's right. Eventually, I will get the hang of running this raid. I'm worse at this one than I was at Nighthold because I just haven't learned it. Don't get me wrong, I raided Tomb of Sargeras when it was new. I spend all kinds of time in here. I just tend to follow other people. Alright, I did not get either of the two things that I need from him, but that's alright. Looks like we can head on up and do the Demonic Inquisition. They do, it's near Violet Hold. This add-on on the left is called All the Things, ATT. It can show you things that you are missing from a given zone that you're in. I have it set to track transmog, mounts, pets, toys for me currently. And that's why it's reminding me that there is a pet from this raid. Oh, there is a pet from this raid. Glory of the Tomb Raider. I don't think I can do all of Glory of the Tomb Raider on my own, or else I would have done it by now. However, I wonder if there's anything at all that I can just like work on a little bit that's like not annoying. No, they're all annoying. Well, that's a later me problem. That Micronex though is the pet that's been in the game the longest for me to not have it. I've been looking at that Gap My Pet journal since Legion, and that's pretty unusual for me. Okay, so I'm gonna remember to click the hammer. That's important. Yeah, I'm gonna Evoker main this expansion. I've been maining Preservation Evoker. I've been healing and raiding keys. Going after the Gloomhound. The Abyss Worm. I have the Gloomhound. I have the Charhound, but the Abyss Worm I still need. I never got it. I don't know why. Okay, so we do it at the top, and then we can come down and go into the pit. Seems true. Best add-on ever, and also the bane of my existence. Hazel, what are your thoughts on hairless cats? I've never met one. I've never met one. Do they know that they're naked? Does it give them insecurities, or are they quite confident in their nudity? Do we know if Tazar lore is soloable yet? I haven't tried it myself. Word on the street is not so much. Not so much, no. But I haven't personally gone in there. It may depend on the class. If they're Alright, there's two things I could get from this guy. There's some fin pads as well as a chest piece, something like that. Any luck? Any luck? Yeah, we got the mail chest. That's good. I guess I should see if it looks decent. I'm mostly just trying to expand. I don't want to get all of I do not want to get all the Mog. I'm not, I think, realistically trying to get every piece of Mog. I just want to really expand and fill up my options, because my male transmog collection is just so sad compared to my cloth one. Free bird. The Sphinx cat I once met seemed very self-absorbed. Did you know the skin color of a polar bear is black? I think I'd heard that one before. To help it, yeah, for the warmth, maximum warmth, yeah, something like that. Did you know that polar bears are what's the scientific way of saying it? Not afraid of eating people if they think they can do it. They're more aggressive. They're more aggressive in human predation than a black bear would be. It's not like their first choice, but they're on the bear scale. not dangerous. Yeah, hangry. Good to see Kira doesn't need 5 minutes of wind up. It depends on the mood. Can relate. I heard that and I thought, well, do we owe them that much? Don't get me wrong, I'm not volunteering myself to personally be bear dinner. And, you know, it's of course awful for anybody, but I feel like we've really done a lot of wrong by the polar bears. I won't hold it against them if they're hungry. You know, it's tough. It's mountain up there. Mythic Desire Lord got a little spicy for us. Clear up the Gmod boss with 1 tank, 3 DPS. Need a bigger group for the rest from our heroic guild. Okay. I would like 1 mount, please. Maybe today's the day. Mount recommendation for Frost DK? You need a mount to grind? I would browse your collection. Any luck? Nope. That trinket always frightens me. I would browse your collection on Simple Armory and see what you're missing and see if anything appeals to you. Invincible is obviously your first option. That's a very Frost DK mount to grind if you ask me. That farm will keep you busy for a while. Get yourself into ICC if you haven't already. Convinced I will never get Invincible or Mim's head. I am certainly very happy that I did it before they killed lockout sharing, because I farmed Invincible at a time where I could, and it was a little bit annoying. You know, there was a lot of using Group Finder and logging on and logging off and listing a group and then accepting your own invitation. But because of that, I was able to skip straight to I was able to use my own alt lockouts to skip straight to basically the end, and use the teleports and everything, which was really nice. So now that I've done those two, this is the part that always gets me. We can go through to the Terrace of the Moon. We did that last time. That was fine. So we'll go kill the moon people. Can you no longer do that with Ulduar? I don't know off the top of my head. I got mine back when you could, and I heard something, but I don't know. I don't have confidence to give you a good answer. Glory the Ulduar Raider gives a cool looking Proto-Drake for Frost DKs. That grind was bad. You could make something up. I could. I'm not always successful, but I do my best to try and avoid confidently saying things if I'm not actually sure about them, because it drives me nuts. And you know, everybody does it to some extent. It's impossible to avoid, but it drives me nuts when people like make confident statements and they say things with no qualifiers whatsoever and they're just wrong. You know, it gives you trust issues. It's the internet, so it happens all the time. You know, people will be mistaken for any number of reasons, or they misunderstood the query, or they're just thinking of something else or whatever. Like, they're not usually attempting to troll. Sometimes I suppose they must be. Look at me walking around the trap. I'm doing so much better. But yeah, it drives me nuts after a while just because I've seen so much of it. So I try to avoid it, but of course I'm going to end up doing it anyway. It's impossible not to. Legion class helmet for DKs is pretty neat. Legion class helmet for DKs. I must have that one because I actually did a pretty good amount of Legion class hall stuff for DKs because they had pets. I was very pet focused. I was pet centric, and they had 3 welt pets that you could get for doing class order hall stuff, and that was important to me at the time. This was a neat fight at the time. I don't think I fully understood it. I don't think I fully got, or maybe I did and I just forgot the conceit of that fight. Okay, so we did the Moon Ladies. It looks like I can go do Desolate Host, and I think there's going to be another thing for me to click after that. Changes color based on spec. Something faces of the moon. Yeah, the floor moonlight was important, which I thought was really cool, but I also, I don't know, I remember it hurt, and I remember, oh, no, I forgot! I remembered, but it was too late. You had to balance the dot, yeah. Glad I can do KJ easily now. The, KJ is pretty fun on Evoker. Because even if you're getting knocked back, I mean, okay, it's still annoying, but even if you're getting knocked back. Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong boss. KJ is fine. I'm thinking of the, am I thinking of KJ? No, I am. He does the knockbacks with like the falling orbs in the corners of the platform. As an evoker, you can kind of stop your knockbackedness by just double jumping, and you'll just kind of float back down to where you were, which is quite nice. I'm sure I can still get myself knocked off, you know, just through sheer talent and, you know, opportunity. I'm hoping I still need 2 pieces of loot. As soon as I don't need loot from him anymore, I have whatever else he dropped. I think it's just Mogs. So as soon as I have his Mog, I can stop doing him on reclears of this place. Now this has some gloves that I could get. This has some gloves I could use. Alright. Oh man, I remember trying to solo this achievement. I don't remember if I did it or not. I had some notion, probably over a year ago, about messing around with this achievement. And it has to do with bouncing, like there's a soul that you have to like catch and stand underneath and then keep in the air. And you can do it on your own. It's just really annoying. I must not have gotten it done. There's no way. Let me see. Tomb of Sargeras. These are Legion Raid achievements. Glory of the Tomb. Because I have a memory of working on it on stream. I don't remember if I actually did it. I have a feeling I didn't. Dark Souls is the Kill Jaden one. Grin Barrett is just that one. Grand Finale is Murkai, and then Bingo is Fallen Avatar without breaking floor segments. Which makes me think the rest of them are more annoying. Aloha, Hazel and chat. Hope you're all having a great Sunday. Aloha. The male boots off. Kill Jaden eluded me for so long. Okay, I clicked the thing. That's a good start. And now, this is the part where I start to get... Because now we're heading down to Maiden of Vigilance. Okay, so now there's going to be an open door, both to allow me to come back. This was the one, I think, where even like the standard run back was worse than just dying. Like, I feel like we would kill Desolate Host, and then we would all jump off the edge just to port back to an earlier part of the dungeon. Everybody would just take off their gear and die. I'm not going to do that just out of principle. I've got wings and I'm going to use them. Get my steps in. Glory of Lara Croft. So there's a chamber, abyssal throne. So I should be able to scoot up the shortcut on this side, I think. I have to put that achievement from my mind. That's a bad idea. That's gonna confuse me. I do want the pet, but there's other pets that I need first. It's not the only pet that I'm missing. Ah, that door. That's the one. Just applied for a new job, keeping fingers crossed. Oh, good luck. Wishing you all the best with it. BC Green switched from selling from 33 silver to 1 copper. Yeah, they nerfed the vendor prices of a lot of stuff. I don't remember when they did it, but it was like across the board you will get much less. These things are kind of 15 to 20 gold. Oops. 15. This is just a great excuse to have some more time for coffee. 15 to 20 gold each. I think it was just there's so many raids to farm, and it was getting so fast to do them that if everything still vended for like a couple hundred gold a piece, it was just going to be so much raw gold that was going to cause inflation. You like my Timmy's mug? It's very shiny. It's it has to live with the fact every day that I drink coffee out of it every day, and it is never Tim Hortons coffee. It's a Tim Hortons branded mug, and I exclusively put other coffee into it because Timmy's coffee is just not what it used to be. It's always next time. Okay. And then there's a door, and I have to open the door with the doorknob. There we go. That stuck me for a long time last time. And I'm pretty happy that it's going better. So now we're gonna hang a right. Look at this. I think I might be able to go down the hill here. I think they might eventually talk me into it because I've clicked on enough stuff. Yeah, perfect, excellent, beautiful. Look at this. It's like I know where I'm going. You wouldn't understand. You might not understand how exciting this is to me if you didn't see me suffering in here last week. I don't know what. You know what? I just hadn't been in here lately. It's not a very linear place. That's the farm you're doing here? Mog at this point. I wanted a chance at a mount off Zacian, but I did not get it. So now I'm just trying to finish the raid for some transmog. Maiden has 2 things that she can drop for me, including her special mace, which I can't believe I don't have the appearance for that. I thought for sure that I got that back when I was raiding this raid, but apparently not. Grain the Timmies is just passable at the moment. It's never done anything good for me, and there's just too much other good coffee available. I probably should have opened with that. There we go. Any luck? I got a crown of discarded hope. Does it look like a crown? Sometimes things have a really cool name. Sometimes things have a really cool name, and then you'll put them on and you'll be like, that doesn't look like what it sounds like at all. What's happened here? Yeah, we're getting the discarded hope. The crown is a little bit questionable. Take me to the bottom. Is it considered a secret like the Sword off Agrimar? Did they put it in its own, if I look at the loot, did they put it in its, class, all classes? Because I know that, I guess they haven't gone back and done it retroactively. I know that in, Dragonflight, they have this new kind of section in a loot table that'll be like, this thing is very rare, and it'll tell you that you're never getting that fire damage ring, because it doesn't drop as often. It's in like a separate drop rate category. Mech Swimmer, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. What does the mount look like? The mount... Oh, also, somebody asked me about Gloomhounds. Those are from Antorus. That's a different raid. I did not clock that until this exact moment. The mount is the Abyss Worm. It's already... we've already killed that boss. We're not getting that one today. But the Abyss Worm is one of these guys. That's the one. Oh, you don't loot the mace. It's awarded. I see. Looks like a discarded beer helmet. Got that in LFR. I ran LFR in this thing as consistently as I've ever run LFR in my life. Back when it was current to try to get it, and it just never dropped for me. I just couldn't, that was just one of those ones, didn't like me. So, Fallen Avatar could give me some legs, if I am lucky. I haven't actually taken a look to see what this armor set even looks like. I don't know if my appearance journal will have a good appearance journal sets. I might need to get better, better wardrobe and transmog. There's Eternal Palace. HFC. Old Ear. Yeah, because I'm an evoker, it won't show me class sets. So I would need to use an add-on like Better Wardrobe to, if I wanted to, maybe I should just staff him. I have the evoker staff and it's pretty juicy for that kind of thing. 550 wipes in KJ Heroic content. Holy smokes. Got the very rare ring last night in my evoker yesterday. Oh, congrats. I've given up. I don't even want it anymore. I don't even roll. It'll drop and I just pass on it. I'm not getting it anyway. I'm not even doing content anymore. Hey, I got the legs. Nice. That's one less. It's nice getting the loot off the end bosses because if I can somehow get both things off of KJ, then I can stop doing Mythic KJ. Heroic and normal aren't quite as bad. The knockbacks aren't quite so severe. This way, that's right. My first run doing normal as well. Trying to do this raid solo, suffered because I had to deal with mechanics. You still kind of have to. I'm gonna have to survive, I think, some intermissions on him. But Evoker's sort of cheating. Evoker can... Well, I say that. We'll see. But in theory, Evoker can avoid a lot of knockback distance just by double jumping. This guy's why so many top raiders were goblins for a tier. This, I remember realizing very clearly the moment when I found out that I was gonna have to pay attention and I was gonna have to watch for where the knockback was coming from, because I was playing a priest. I was a shadow priest during this raid, and I did not have mobility. I didn't have angelic feather. They didn't give that to shadow priest. I had body and soul, and I think that was it. That was the end of it. I could life grip somebody if I made it first, but the odds of that weren't great because I was just crawling on my little gnome legs. And it meant that I had to really pay attention and try to pre-move. Mount up here, go through the side. Oh, okay. Was this Mythic Fallen Avatar? Kill Jaden. This is Mythic, gonna be Mythic Kill Jaden. My memories would have been heroic. I never Mythic raided. If you want to skip these maps. That's a good tip, that's a good tip. Yeah, I ended up getting Carnalex from my vault, which was good because I wasn't about to get it too early on from the raid itself. We have an actual Devastation Evoker in the group, so they were first in line. All right. And he's mute. That's about all you can do. You don't have to worry about the soaks. All you have to worry about is the knockbacks. It's just a bunch of waiting. So, Rupturing Singularity coming from there. You don't even need to do a particularly good job. Holy Mommates, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Appreciate it. Yeah, there was a lot of soak mechanics. Legion in general, Legion raids. Whoa. Legion raids. I was in the air when that one went off. Oh. Hi, kitty cat. Welcome back. They had just kind of sorted out. Oh, you good? You good? Oh, honey bear, you're good. You're good. Hi, sweetie. Sometimes she, if she misses her jump, she has to kind of Mufasa her way back up. Hi. Are you? Am I allowed to fight you yet? Nope, not quite yet. Here's another one. And try and be on the ground when the thing hits. I think that was part of what was knocking me in unexpected directions. Hello. There we go.
Our fates are...
Yeah. But yeah, they came up with the graphic that lets you show when somebody is actively soaking the thing, and then they were very excited about that. It's a cool graphic, but there were holy moly a lot of soak mechanics. I want to loot the head, and I would love for it to give me 2 pieces of transmog. I got one of them. I got some boots. I'm just missing one thing now, and then we can be free. So am I actually out of the raid? It says I'm in Asuna, but I must still be in like the, yeah, no, I'm still in Tomb. All the things switched over, which confused me. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Valdrakken, because that's that. I mean, I could run Tomb repeatedly, actually, I could do it again on lower difficulties for Mog, but also for chances that mount. It's not an awful idea. It's not an amazing idea. It's not awful. How do you, if you don't want to hearth out of here, what are your, yeah, there you go. Take me back. Playing some Drakthir now? I have been an Evoker main for Dragonflight. I switched over in pre-patch? Hang on. This way. I want to leave this way. That's right. Preservation, mostly. I do Devastation. I played Devastation for our heroic Raszageth kill last week, but I generally heal. And I've healed for the Mythic Plus season. I haven't really DPS many keys. Maybe like 1 or 2 of them. Alright. Get rid of all this. Hi, gang. 3.7 million gold. My secret. I sold a lot of Primal Convergent, Sagacious Incense, Omnium Draconis, a lot of alchemy reagents. I spec'd into chemical synthesis before a lot of other people did, instead of going for potions or files, and then just sold them for a while. I'm still kind of sort of selling them, but I've gotten lazy. I'm not really making any more gold. Sentinel Medallion. Okay. Is that enough stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Very difficulty. Let's bump it down. Because I don't see any reason why I can't just run this back. Shaman win. My poor shaman is she's getting rested at least. She's stacking up rested. She's in a place where she can sleep. She's level like 40 something. I'd like to get her to 60 or 70. Get her some real basic gear and then just set her to farming or camping any of the other, you know, boss mobs that I'm camping for mounts, you know, like Undasta. We could always use, well, can I always use an extra character? That's the thing, is I used to use a bunch of characters for farming. I used to farm Mechagon with a bunch of characters, and I realized that I would run out of time. There's only so many, like, Rustfeather has such a spawn rate that there's only really so many things you can do. Fell Turkey. Infernal Spikes with Shattering Stars. I don't really remember this fight. I don't know if I can... 30? Hello. Excuse me. I need all kinds of Mog from this raid. So there's an Infernal Spike. Is this a Shattering Star? No, that's a Crashing Comet. I don't think I'm realistically doing this achievement. I just kind of want to figure out what it wants from me. Yeah, Rustfeather was daily, but the thing was I realized I couldn't even, like, within a given day. So there's Shattering Star. Okay, so that's one. Alright. So I could maybe do this. It would just take some time. And I would probably avoid breaking them with this thing so I can break them with the frontal thing. 30 is a lot. 30 is an awful lot of spikes. Oh, and he broke it. He broke it. I'm bored. Never mind. That's a later me problem. But yeah, I realized that that I would be able to farm Rustfeather throughout an entire stream if I had multiple characters, even with the daily lockout. But there's only so many characters you have time to run within like a 2 or a 3 hour stream. Golden Mecha Spider Mount. I want to say no. If it's the one from Arachnoid Harvester, then probably not. I have Golden Mecha Spider from Protoform Synthesis. That's a different one though. Mechagon mounts. I have the Peacekeeper. Does that count? Is that what you're looking for? I have the one that came from HK8 in the dungeon itself, and then I have the one that you craft. I'm missing the rusty colored version of it. So yeah, I guess I do have the gold one. Keep my old army on hand for Headless Horseman. Still no luck. Still need it. I need a bunch of BFA dungeon mounts, but that's not one of them as it happens. One from the dungeon, yeah. That I got on, it was either my first or my second time ever in there. Just doing it on Mythic 0 with my friends for like a first run. And the mount dropped for me and I just couldn't believe it. It was one of those times when you just get insanely lucky. So, we go here. And then it's downstairs time. That's right. Found some Girl Scout cookies in the kitchen. And now I'm eating them. I like this story. It has a beginning. It has an end. You know, you can construe the middle with your imagination. Headless Horseman on 2 different characters just before Mount went account wide. Ever get all 3 in Echo Rays? I sure did. It took what felt like years. I never did have an accurate count of how many attempts it took me because I lost my add-on data a couple of times and then I just didn't have rarity turned on. So I don't know how many tries it was, but it was many. It's safe to say it was many, but I did get it before the expansion ended. I started going pretty hard on it. We had a good library of alts that we were working with towards the end there. So no luck there. The next boss is the one that has a chance to give me a mount. Hazel, were you a Girl Scout? No. I don't know if we had Girl Scout. There might not where I grew up. Maybe elsewhere. Maybe there was like a Canadian version of it. I know there was some version of like a 4-H situation where people would like raise animals and ride horses and stuff, but that was for people that had like animals and horses and stuff, and I didn't have any of that. I had chickens, but they weren't like show chickens. They were just chickens. Macy does thank you for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Woo for the gold acorn. Happy 1 year resub. Yeah, no, I discovered Girl Scout cookies. I mean, we would sell chocolate almonds to fundraise for something, but that was like a school-based thing, and I don't remember what we were fundraising for, but it wasn't really that, like, important. I remember, it was like we're trying to send the kids on like a field trip, and we would, you know, door to door into your families and whatever, sell these chocolate-covered almonds, and I'm pretty sure my parents had to buy a bunch of boxes because I think I ate them. Girl Guides is Canada. Girl Guides rings more of a bell. I vaguely remember the cookies. I don't remember me or anybody else doing it, though. Raising money to send the kids to Walmart. Good way to see what dragon customizations you have and have not collected. Not really. I know you can see the ones you have collected at the Rostrum of Transformation. Any luck? Nope. But seeing the ones you're missing is harder. That I don't know. There's probably a way, but I don't know off the top of my head. MLMs for children. Accountable accountant, thank you very much for the bits. Thanks for all the content you've created so far. Being a wholesome person, have a great Sunday. Thank you. I do have Hulan. Place a timer before it gets one shot. Yeah, I think it should work like the rest of the world bosses, and it's a shame if it doesn't. I do have that one. I got that one during the patch, I'm pretty sure. While it was vaguely current. Developed into a cookie selling scheme in modern times. Yeah, the chocolate almonds were good. They probably still sell some version of that. Maybe not like the same brand of them, but I'm sure you can buy chocolate covered almonds from places. I've neglected my grocery shopping. I had like 1.5 weeks where I had this brilliant plan. I was gonna meal plan. I was gonna get groceries twice a week and, you know, eat fresh fruits and vegetables and be all together. And I held it together for about 1.5 weeks, and then I've not been shopping since then, and I have finished eating all of the small scraps of bread that had fallen to the corners of my freezer. I have a few things left, but not an awful lot. There's really no getting around it. I'm gonna have to go today. Farming it now, the insta-kill stinks. Yeah, it seems like a shame, especially when they have the technology, you know, they have the method for helping people get tags and things. I'm glad that they introduced kind of the, you know, for world bosses, but okay. Doomcrow, thank you very much for the tip. Are you going to play Diablo 4? Oh, I hate to disappoint you after that, but I don't have any plans to, no. I think times could change. I didn't really plan to play Pokemon Violet, and then I started playing that, but I suppose I'm not playing it on stream. Never say never, but it's not top of my list. No, Kurt. Yeah, I guess I could update. Yeah, nobody's asked about Hogwarts in a while. I suppose I should change that command to say Diablo 4. Let me poke around and find that one. It's it feels a bit sad, but also very me to have a chat command that effectively says, Hazel's no fun. She's skipping the new thing that you're excited about. And she's gonna stay doing the same thing she's been doing for years. So we go to the bot, we look for the commands, we're looking for the new game command, and we're going to edit that. No plans to play Diablo 4. What is it? IV? Yeah, something like that. Current plans. No current plans. That's a, you know, softens the blow. Plans could change. I played some Diablo 3. I played a reasonable, well, I don't know what a reasonable amount it is. I did play some of it. I remember having it on my laptop in 2012. 2013 maybe. No, because it came out, when did it come out? I remember getting it when it first came out. I put it on my laptop. I was traveling. I was playing it in like a really tiny hotel room. Yeah, I enjoyed it well enough. I enjoyed it more when I was playing on my own, because I would always feel quite behind whenever I tried to play with my friends. I was in freshman year at college. Yeah, I think the Diablo world is I think it's just a little... I know it's dark and that's the point, but I think it just kind of bums me out sometimes. Okay, did I kill enough bosses? I think I missed Desolate Host. I did miss Desolate Host. I totally missed Desolate Host. Oops. I missed Desolate Host! Take me back! No! Doesn't have goofy moments like WoW. I mean, there's probably a few of them. There's some characters. They occasionally say funny things. But yeah, it's, there was so much, like, transmog sort of in that game. There's so many cool appearances and armor. But then you could barely see any of it because of the, just because of the angle of the game itself. Like, that always kind of confused me. Like, my character would look awesome on my login screen, and then I would never see it again. Not really fun casually. Yeah. I don't think I've ever really had a huge amount of success, though, with games like that. I forget what you would call them. But you know, that category of like isometric sort of hack and slash action RPG. I think you're right. I think they're a bit more fun with friends. I remember playing Gauntlet with friends on some console or another and having a lot of fun with that at a party once. But on my own, yeah. I loved Gauntlet. Probably N64. I couldn't tell you the details. I remember I played I played the lady because I liked the way she looked. She was very attractive, and I thought, wow, mine. Gauntlet could be so fun. It was on PS1 too. Alright, Desolate Host this way. Eaten all the food lately. Yeah, I haven't played it in a long time, but I remember having fun with it. I was kind of idly browsing through my Steam library quite late last night, just kind of trying to think about what sorts of games I like and what kind of... We talked yesterday on stream about what's, like, if I'm looking forward to anything, which I'm not, which I guess is kind of a bummer to say. Ooh, I can sell that, eh? Or I can learn it. It's a BOE. It's a Legion BOE that apparently, according to TSM, has like a region value of between 120 and 130k. But I need the appearance. It's a Soul Rattle Ribcage. Is it rare? You should learn. I think I'm gonna. Because you know me, I'm gonna post it 4 times and sell it for 3k gold. Can confirm have sold it before. I didn't know there was stuff worth selling in here. I thought I was just here because it was easy. Need gold, I'll take it. I mean, it's hideously ugly. It's in my personal subjective opinion. I don't think I'm ever gonna wear it. But is transmog. Make number go up. Alright, I'm taking the hit. I'm jumping off. Sold male shoulders from that raid a lot. Am I gonna play the new Zelda on Switch? I don't know. I never beat regular Breath of the Wild. And I lost my license. It was assigned to a different account. So I'd have to buy it again if I wanted to play regular Breath of the Wild again. I kind of had thought about, oh, maybe I'll repurchase it and play through it again. But it's like very expensive games. Full price console games are real pricey in Canada. And when I only have kind of like an idle half thought about playing them, it really doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, no, I'm gonna learn that. If it ever drops again, then we'll sell the next one. Solar Rattle Ribcage, added to my appearance collection. How do I get a beanie like that? These, I'm assuming you're talking about the transmog. Trial of Style tokens. They added it to the transmog vendors. So if you had extra Trial of Style tokens banked from previous Trials of Style, you can buy them, and that's how I got mine. Failing that, the Trial of Style is coming back on March the 20th, and there's a bunch of cool new transmog available on the vendors for those tokens. It's not just beanies, but the beanies are my favorite. Maybe you won't need to play Breath of the Wild. Probably my favorite game of all time. I need to play Breath of the Wild along with somebody who can do all the puzzles for me. I'm a terrible Zelda game player. I don't like puzzles. They annoy me. I just wanna, what do I want to do? I don't mind combat. I don't mind the hacking slashing. I appreciate being able to, like, you know, hit somebody with a ranged attack out of a tower. I like figuring out how I want to approach a goblin encampment and taking all of their stuff. You know, I like cooking and collecting weapons and food and all of that, but puzzles? Nah. What about the puzzles coming in 10:07? I need to see them. I need to see them on the PTR. I need to probably get on the PTR today and go mess around with that and see what it looks like. Any luck with that? No. I need a lot of transmog from here, and it's not dropping. I need 2 pieces from Heroic Kil'jaeden, and then 1 piece from Heroic Fallen Avatar. I'm not so worried about soloing Heroic Kil'jaeden though, because I think Mythic had worse knockbacks. I think that Heroic should be fine. It just might take a little bit. Would I consider WoW a therapeutic game? I think anything could be therapeutic. It depends on what. It depends if it's therapeutic to you. If it's something that calms you and you know, gives your brain a little bit of a break from ruminating on whatever it is that's been driving you nuts, and you know, makes you relax, then it could be. For other people, WoW probably exacerbates things. It's very individual. Being very calming. Did Zereth Mortis puzzles bother you? Zereth Mortis puzzles. Jog my memory. What were the puzzles in Zereth Mortis like? Turn the whole stage upside down so the ball would go to the right place in the maze on the other side. The puzzle chests in Zereth Mortis. The corner, the one grid, and the grid of grids thing. The squares that you had to clear. Did I do it? Did I skip this? The mini games with the grids. Oh! Yeah, no, I hated that. I hated those. Terrible. There was one that I just wouldn't do them. I just would not do them. I would say Poke smash, and then I would make my Poke break it. Even if I didn't need the stuff in it, just out of pure vindictive spite. Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, those were awful. There were some, I liked Nazjatar puzzles. When you're just kind of like, it's not really a puzzle, you're just like casually playing Bejeweled, or like casually untangling the, like the beam of lights, the light beams. Those are fine because it's not really a hard puzzle. It's more just like a, you know, it's the puzzle version of knitting. You've got a very simple task to execute and you're just kind of doing it. As soon as puzzles involve me to actually realize things, I'm done. I'm out. Hated the square one. The pylon Nazjatar puzzles. I'm trying to remember those. Usually, I bet you the reason I don't remember them is because I didn't do them, or because I did them as little as humanly possible. So I'm gonna try and run up the side. I don't think we actually need to do this. I've been given tips. We can just head along this one. The 3 shapes, the 3 quantities, and the 3 patterns. Those I actually kind of liked. Those puzzles I didn't mind because I could most of the time do them. Once I'd at least sorted out the premise of it. Once I understood the rules, which took me a while to kind of grasp, because it felt inconsistent, those ones were okay. Get so excited every time I saw a puzzle chest in Torghast. The Torghast ones I liked because they were easy. They were, or at least for me, those puzzles didn't. It was more of just like a task than it was an actual puzzle. The closest one to like a puzzle was the ones where you had to line up the horizontal line to open the gate, and there weren't that many of those, and they usually weren't very difficult. They weren't that hard. The rune ones were just kind of a. There's a very simple pattern for that. I miss Torghast. Hot take, I miss Torghast. I had a lot of fun in Torghast. I'd be down for another version of Torghast that has all sorts of cosmetics that are more my style, because the whole, you know, steel spikes and dungeon stuff wasn't really for me. I could go for a gardening version. I need to kill the boss down one. I have to clear the trash! This is what I get for trying to skip the trash. Oh gosh, alright. Alright, I'm coming back. No, it's not bugged. I just ran past this trash and it's apparently important. Torghast was also fun in many different versions for me. Like the early version where there was kind of no timer, I would go in Unholy Priest and I would methodically clear very slowly but very thoroughly to just grind every last little piece of power I could and try to scrape together the pieces that I needed to explode him with a Scales of Trauma cheese build. And then later on I would do different things as they kind of had different powers, and they'd and then the timer became a more important aspect. Okay, yeah, that is a lot easier. You don't have to do the intermission. Okay, I'm looking for 2 pieces of transmog. Any luck? Nope, okie dokie. So, take me out of here. That was heroic. We can do it again on normal, hopefully much faster. And then have another chance at the Abyss Worm. I don't see why not. I don't think I was supposed to go through that portal. Oops, a daisy do. Khadgar, I'm sorry. Khadgar, I didn't mean it. Khadgar, take me back. Thank you. I wasn't convinced that he was going to be able to do that for me, and I'm glad that he chose to. Torghast Like Tower from the Blue or Bronze Dragon lore. Zapping through random rooms, collecting random rewards. Optional but kept up to date. Achievements, mounts, pets, cosmetics. Yeah, I'd like a version of it that looks a little sunnier. But I thought that the overall, you know, the gameplay of your powers. I guess it's also, I'm biased because of the class that I did it on. I know some people just didn't have good builds, or they didn't have fun builds, or you know, some classes just had better powers than others. So if you mained a certain class, then Torghast just wasn't going to be any fun. I loved it on Holy Priest, though. I never really did much of it on Shadow Priest. I always found it was better to just go straight in on Holy and not even worry about Shadow, because of the way that they scaled healer damage. You could do so much with Holy Fire, and that was really fun. Not something that you get to do all the time as a Holy Priest, you know. They're not really known for their big one-shots. So it was fun being able to put together a big one-shot. Normal. I might do it again on LFR after this, just for just to be thorough, you know, if we've come this far. Make major improvements to Torghast later. Yeah, I should spend some time in the PTR today and get to the bottom of, like, I've read the notes on the Scary Vaults. I'm vaguely familiar with the premise of it. You're going to get keys while doing outdoor content in 1007, and then you'll be able to go in and basically just, there may be some puzzles, but it's not really Torghast. You're just kind of looting something at the end of the puzzle, but I haven't seen the puzzles yet. Do you have Squawks? I want to say no. I think that's the Freehold one, and I don't think I do. We ran Freehold and Underrot and King's Rest. Oh no, I do have Squawk. Squawk's is the Island Expedition one. I have him. I'm missing Sharkbait. I want the red one. That's right. I do have Squawks. I have all the Island Expedition mans. They when they added the caches you could buy for doubloons, that was kind of the end of it. Those had a pretty good drop rate. Pretty healthy drop rate for all of it. All right. So there's 3. Oh my gosh, there's different colors of the soul rattling ribcage. So I really could make an argument for clearing trash. Oh boy, all right. You know what? I am pretty pleased that I am getting better at running the raid though. I'm learning my way around. Harassing easier in chat. Do you mean in-game chat or just on I mean, in stream I think it'll happen to anybody that streams will get people occasionally. I haven't been bothered in-game in a very long time, but I also have an add-on that can filter out whispers from people that aren't in my guild or on my friends list, which you know, makes it dramatically harder to whisper me. Oh, in this chat. Yeah, of course. Anybody will. Not very much. We've got good mods, and we're pretty. I like to think that we fly enough under the radar that we tend to avoid the kind of mainstream attention that brings with it that sort of energy. Yeah, you guys are nice. Yeah, would you like one? Oh man, you guys are gonna teach me how to use my ban button. I found the timeout button, and that's the only one I feel safe using. Yeah. I could probably stand to hand out the sword to a few more people. I just haven't gotten around to it. If it becomes a strong problem, I'll start to ask around and see if there's anybody that you know, shows up to a good chunk of streams. Not all of them. All of them is excessive, but a good chunk of streams that wants the option to smite down people. Try to be around more, been slacking? Ah, nah, you're fine. You're totally fine. We haven't actually really been having any trouble. It's quiet. I'm keeping my head down. Mm-hmm. I love smiting. You want a smite? You want a sword? I'll give you a sword. It's an easy chop. You technically, if you're feeling achieving, you can give somebody a warning. You can be like, excuse me, your behavior is violating rule number 4, and I'm gonna need you to tone it down. But you can just, you know, there's a sniff test. Is it time? We've talked about this before. Said a joke, taken out of line or defensively when I didn't mean it to. It's tough over text, and I can see both sides of it. It's hard when you're misunderstood, but I can also get how there's something about you don't want to be, but there's something about streaming that has a tendency to kind of wear down your patience over time. It's just a matter of scale. You know, something can be like not that big of a deal or just like slightly misunderstood, and it's, you know, on a day-to-day basis, if you just heard that once or twice, you'd brush it off. But because it just happens so many times, I understand how people get kind of prickly. Mods should be known as the Squirrel Nuts. Do you pay mods as well? Oh, it's a fully volunteer basis. I pay nobody anything. I don't even pay the cap. When am I gonna purchase an Asmon PC, publish my review on YouTube? I'm kind of set on the PC front. I already have an extra PC that I'm not currently using, just sitting in my hallway with bubble wrap on it so I don't trip into it in the middle of the night. I'm not really looking to expand my PC owning at this particular time. Already a mod for Preach? Just kidding, but I don't mind. Oh, done. Easy. Let me see. One time I said something totally innocuous that could be taken differently. Ever owned a Mac? My laptop's a Mac. I I like both. I used to get very impatient with people that would endlessly argue about the virtues of competing operating systems, because I was of the opinion that they all have their own pros and cons. They are all sold by people with way more money than all of us, and you can just kind of use whatever suits your needs, and it doesn't need to be like a big tribal thing. But alas, not everybody sees it the same way. Brand new PC 6 months ago, been too lazy to swap it since my current one still works. What'd you buy the new PC for then? You just feel your money burning a hole in your pocket. Yeah, they've got different strengths. It was the same thing with the phone operating systems. People would get very... I don't know if people still do this, or if I just don't hang out with the people that are talking about it anymore. I feel like we all just kind of got over it collectively, but Android versus iOS used to be like a real heated debate. And people would get like just absolutely, you know, undergarments in a twist about it. It doesn't particularly, it still is. Oh my goodness. Of all of the first world problems to get like, you know, persnickety with each other for, we're gonna argue about the operating system running on our pocket computers? Like, come on. Deep breaths, you know? Cyberwolf, thank you for the 6-month resub. Do you rock out in the Windows subsystem for Linux? I do no such thing. I am not... What's my most tech inclined feature? I'm not a very... no, not really. When people talk about different operating systems and the things that they get and don't get, one of the kind of spectrums is the balance between something being very user-friendly and theoretically low maintenance on one end, and then being highly customizable and high degrees of control on the other end. And I have always kind of fallen on the first end. I don't mind not having control as long as the decisions they're making for me don't particularly affect me. For the most part, there's a few exceptions, but you know, I don't need to be able to choose everything for myself. I would rather let the system do whatever it wants, as long as it's simple and fast for me to do whatever it is that I want to. I'm gonna not forget to go do Desolate Host this time. Notable exception being when they insist on having software installed that I do not want. This drove me absolutely bananas about my Apple system recently. Was I did not want to have a news app on the machine because I have a issue where I will compulsively consume news content. I don't like it. It stresses me out. I will do this to a dangerous degree. But, so I kind of keep that under control by having like website blocks set up and whatever. And it is not useful for me. It is not good for me to have a integrated primary app that just pulls news sources because I will compulsively use it. And they didn't actually let you could hide the icon, you could remove it from your desktop, you could remove it from your taskbar, but they wouldn't actually just let you uninstall it without, you know, rooting around and doing things that are technically not recommended. How did I do a thing? Keeping the diminishing soul from perishing on normal difficulty or higher. Is that the achievement that was driving me bonkers? Was that the one? Glory of the Tomb Raider. Does that mean we don't have to do soul volleyball anymore? That might be the one. Wow, and other games work fine in Windows 11. For me, so far, yeah, I am using Windows 11. The one thing that I found was a mess on Windows 11, however, OBS, it technically is compatible. They have released versions on versions that are technically, on paper, Windows 11 compatible. Practically, it was inconsistent to the point that I'm currently streaming using Twitch Studio. I just switched off OBS and I haven't looked back. I'm still angry at it for taking my stream offline. And yeah, I could have rolled back my operating system, but A, I didn't want to, and B, I like the window snapping feature. I like it being native in the operating system. I like not having to install a third-party program to do it. I used to have a third-party program that would let me save a window snap configuration because I arrange a few different windows in like a particular grid for when I'm streaming. And it's real comfy to just slap it on the monitor when I'm using Windows, whatever this one is, 11, I suppose. Jump down. I have a feeling that message is from too far ago, too long. Can I jump off this balcony, actually? Will they let me? They will let me jump off this balcony. Oh yeah, I was supposed to die. That's right. Yeah, well. Apple allowed uninstalling first-party apps recently. I'll have to check again. Maybe they've, this was a few months ago that I was messing with this, so maybe it's different now. I've been okay. I've been staying off the news for the most part. It makes me uninformed, but happier. Didn't know OBS had third-party programs to do that. Not OBS, no. I used to use something called Window Manager for Windows that would let me save different windows in various on-screen configurations and then auto snap them to that particular point whenever I launched them. I'm sure that still works, but it was a bit messy and inconsistent for me. So with yeah, it's not necessarily an OBS thing. It's just kind of like putting my chat and my activity feed and whatever else in certain spots. Doc Otter, thank you for the 36-month resub. 3 years. Where did the time go? The only news you need you can get from the weather report, just like the song says. Just get maddening. It's just something that I have impulse control issues with. I get sucked into a loop of it where it's not something I'm using in a normal way. It's something that I have an arguable behavior addiction to, and it's best if I just don't have access to it. Wrote an email to Tim Apple to complain about Apple News. Where is my hair? Oh, lawnmower accident. Alpaca battle. Disagreement with the Snippy Snippy crab. It's a vicious alpaca. It's pretty impressive given that I'm pretty sure they have kind of more of a grinding teeth than they have snipping teeth. How is life with no hair? Was it worth it? Yeah. It's my favorite. I just rebuzzed myself this morning. My main regret is not taking seriously my urge to do it sooner. I had wanted to do it for a long time, but I'd always kind of talked myself out of it as, oh, you know, you can get away with that later. You can do that when you're older or when you're less on camera or if, you know, whatever. And I kind of wish I had just tried it earlier because I could have saved a lot of time and money. A great deal of time and money. I am excited to see how it feels in the summertime. Oh, look, I got a pride ass. Fancy. Rebuzzing day, doing mine too. Please go silver when it gets a bit longer. I don't think I want to color it. I think part of my appeal for right now, and I could change my mind, but part of my appeal for right now is that I'm not really doing a lot to it. I've gone through phases of my life where I have gone and gotten haircuts and processing and the blowout and the bleaching and the coloring and the bang trim and the curls, and I've done everything to my hair that's realistically been thought of. And it's a real nice relief to just kind of let it be, you know? I mean, obviously I'm cutting it off, but to not be, it just, you know, it's nice to relax. It's nice to use fewer things. I want less products in my bathroom. I want less tools in my cupboards. I want less time in the routine. And I just feel really good like this. You want to see? You want to see? You want to see? I'm all, plus this feels really cool. I'm all clean. I mean, I'm not saying that hair isn't clean, but it's, it just feels real nice in the shower. The back should be even. It should be pretty even today. I don't know about the hair, about my neck hair, but, I got help. I got help making sure that my back was all trimmed up. I know, I mowed just this morning. I am freshly mowed. You can see the sunshine. Well, the fake sunshine. Yeah, it's kind of real sunshine, just glinting off of it. Pretty clean. Yeah? I'm happy with it. Oh, I'm keeping my heat though. Love your hair, Hazel. Thanks. Me too. Me too. Hi, kitty cat. Oh, there you are. I thought I hallucinated you, but I didn't. You're there. I mowed this morning. I am pro mowing for anybody that is on the that is wanting to mow that's on the fence about mowing. I think I need to still try a dandruff shampoo though. I think I've still got kind of an itchy dry scalp and I've been moisturizing it and it helps. And it is a lot easier to moisturize your scalp when you don't have hair in the way, but I think I want to try a medicated shampoo just to see if that'll help me. I almost shaved my head, love the convenience. Actually just use face wash on my head. Maybe I should try that. Maybe that's maybe that would actually help because I'm currently using just like a pretty normal shampoo and conditioner. I found like a sulfate-free one, but I'm using a normal one. And I think it's irritating my head, so maybe I should just try. I've got a pretty sensitive face wash. Maybe I should just try washing my head with that instead. That's because I've been using my facial moisturizer on it. It's just, even though I buy like cheap moisturizer, it's still kind of expensive to put on my face or on my head. Excuse me. There we go. Dandruff because of dry scalp. It can be because of a lot of things, and dry scalp can be, there's like a fungus thing it can be from psoriasis, it can be from eczema, it can be from, there's a few different things that can be going on, and short of seeing a dermatologist, it's kind of tough to figure out what specifically is going on there. It can also just be irritation from products, it can be from irritation from hot water, which is a problem for me because I love scalding hot showers. I've been trying to not soak my head in scalding hot water because, you know, I don't want it to be itchy. Yeah, it can be stress. There's a bajillion things that can happen. You just got to try and do one thing at a time. It can be nutrition. It's amazing how many things can be nutrition. Cordyceps fungus. Couple new products for my beard. Regret nothing. Oil-free Neutrogena done wonders. Yeah, I'll try the face wash thing, actually. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I tend to be sensitive to fragrance, which is a shame because I love it when things smell yummy. Kitty cat, what are you doing down there? You want to come sit with me up here? It's warmer. It's warmer. Are you afraid of me and my chilly hands? Non-sulfate, fragrance-free, yeah. I just don't want to buy a bunch of new stuff. I just want to use the stuff I already have. My grandfather used to just wash his head with a bar of regular soap. Maybe I'll try that. I'm having a non-shopping phase in my life where, because I just want to save up all my money and then I want to buy a house and then I want to live in my house with my cat and then I want to get a dog and then I want to paint my house and then I want to look in to see what it costs to redo the cabinets because that's going to be expensive. I don't even know what the cabinets look like yet, but I bet you I'm going to want different ones. I like your curly hair short. It's better on you for my taste. I like my curls because they were, oh shush. I liked my curls because they were mine and they were, you know, they're genetic. Did I kill? I don't remember fighting him. You know, they were specific to me, but I never really felt like I got to a point where I was having, I hated feeling like my hair days were so inconsistent. I really like this length because I know that my hair is going to look pretty much the same every day and that, you know, the only real fluctuating factors in how well put together I feel for the day are how my skincare is going and, you know, how much makeup and or clothes I feel like putting on a given day. It's like a lot more under my control. And it's comfier. It's not in my face. I've had a lot of different hairstyles over the years and I like this one. I'll probably change it eventually. I'm like I say, I change my hair constantly. I don't think I've ever kept a hairstyle for longer than a couple of years at a time. I mean, I did the really long blow dried out, half straightened thing with the bangs for a long time. It was so much work though, and it was so much money, and it wasn't even particularly comfortable or polished. Fresh loaf of bread, almost done baking. Oh. I'm jealous. Maybe I should go find a different place to shop for groceries and see if they've got a good bakery. Politely told that some of my references are a little bit obscure. I thought that your references being obscure was a point of pride for you. I kind of figured that was like an identity thing. No more pillows with dye stains. Oh my gosh, pillows, like, just my general ease of cleaning, my sheets, towels, bathroom, everything. When I'm A, not dyeing my hair, but B, just not having it long, not having to pick up, you know, like when you have long hair, it gets everywhere. And it's very nice not having to clean up after it all the time. Especially because whenever it falls out and it's long, you're like that, you're like, man, that hair took like 10 years to grow. I must be losing more than I'm gaining. You know, I was always afraid that too much of my hair was falling out, which is a hard thing to quantify. And I figured, like I thought that my stress or something was causing more hair loss than I needed to have at the age of 30. And then I shaved it and I'm like, oh, you know what? My hairline's all right. That's actually normal. I have a substantial amount of gray hair, but that's okay. That's where my wisdom is. Okay. I am not done with Tumus Argyris yet. I'm having a Tumus Argyris day. Someone with poor sense of smell. Wish I could appreciate fragrances more. I think fresh bread might be the premier fragrance. Of all of the smells in the world, I think that fresh bread in the oven still is probably, for me, the best one. Oh, it's in wings. It's in wings. The question then is, which wing has Mistress Sassy? I'm gonna guess this one. I don't know if it's true though. Wailing Halls. Give it a go. I want the one with the Abyss Worm. Gates of Hell is the first wing? Okay. Oh, Gates of Hell is Mistress. Okay. I'll go back. I'll go back for it then. So yeah, this is okay. Inquisition, Sisters of the Moon, Desolate Host. Gotcha. Well, at least it ports you around. It's less running around to do it on LFR. I have 6 appearances learned out of 40 from LFR in general. I have gotten some Transmog today. That BOE chest piece I'm pretty happy with. Oh, I got some pauldrons. Pauldrons of the Gibbering Eye. Those must go with the helmet. That's the helmet. Yeah, there you go. I feel like we have more eyeballs involved with our various weapons, armor, shields in WoW than really any other out of place body part. Okay, so then Sisters of the Moon is going to be back, I suppose. Just like that I need to kind of figure out the LFR wings. Yeah, it would be nice if there was some kind of like a mouse over that would just tell you which bosses are in which, but I guess I understand. So I'm not going that way. I'm trying to get to Sisters. I usually got to Sisters of the Moon after doing the water ones, though. I can't go down there. Sisters of the Moon, a Desolate Host. Is this door open? Oh, this door is open. Oh, this is not the way that I went. This is not the way that I was doing it at all. Okay. I think I would like camping if I could find a way to go camping without overpacking, but also without underpacking. That's the trick. Is one byproduct of my desire to over prepare for things is that I sometimes overpack for various, you know, you don't want to be without something that you need in a wilderness situation, but you also don't want to be like either buying a ton of stuff or storing a ton of stuff or just hauling in a ton of stuff, right? Like, how much do you really need to keep yourself alive on a campsite for a few days? Right through the door, hang a left down the stairs. Maybe I'll backyard camp if I ever have a backyard. Just pitch a tent out there, wake up with the birdies. That would be me. I would spend years saving up. I've gotten turned around. Spend years saving up all of my pennies, and I finally buy a house, and I've got my own door and ceiling and walls and everything. And then I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a tent. I'm gonna sleep outdoors. I have not smelled that smell, and I will say it's not on my list if it's the worst one in the world. Darkmoon Fair Guide. I don't have a Darkmoon Fair Guide. If you're working on Dragonflight professions, I do recommend going out there and doing the profession quests once per Darkmoon Fair at least, because you're going to get a couple of extra knowledge points as well as some skill points up from it. Alright, so after this wing, we'll go do Gates of Hell. There is Mog we can get though, right? Yeah, there we go. We got a mantle. Is it cool? Waning Radiance makes it sound moon-like. Oh yeah, that is kind of neat. I don't know if I would wear it because it's like the height of my head, but you know, transmog, something. Ah, you're out of luck for links, unfortunately. Includes a shopping list? Mm. What else would I do today? I came out here to do Tomb of Sargeras to have something to do while I was drinking my coffee. And then I kind of had so much fun that I figured I would do it in all of the difficulties. Outside of that, what is it that I want to do today? I guess I could level my my shaman. Do it on all of your alts. We take all the male wearing alts in particular to make sure we're getting as much male transmog as humanly possible out of this place. Just Hazel, the Tomb of Sargeras streamer. I mean, I could potentially, if I was just trying to get the Abyss Worm and I wasn't worried about Mog, it doesn't take that long to do Zacian, and you could do that on like all kinds of characters. I could take them all to Dalaran, I could queue them all into the right wing. I could get, you know, 10 attempts extra a week on it pretty quickly. But I want the Mog. You know, there's appearances in here. There's another one. There you go. There's appearances in here and I require them. So that's the end of that wing. I don't need to do any more in this wing. We can leave the instance group. And then we can queue for the first wing. Not the first time you've been an instance main. Flashback to Kara. I did complete the monthly trading post, yeah. Never forget. Oh, that was such a long grind. Wailing. Gates of Hell. Gates of Hell. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a stopwatch timer and see how long it takes me to clear the Gates of Hell wing up to Zacian. Where's the clock? There's the clock. There's the stopwatch. All right. Go. How long does it take me to clear Zacian? Because that's the entire wing. She's the final boss of it. So that I would know what I'm getting into if I wanted to try and do it on alts. Unfortunately, a lot of them are kind of parked at the Isle of Dinosaurs, and I don't want to take them out of there until after I get exhausted down. When are you getting a speed set to make this faster? I don't want a speed set. I feel fast enough. Alright, so Velen's gonna do his thingy. Any minute now. There you go. What are your plans for the spring? I want to do a bit of gardening on my balcony. I want to plant some lettuces and some beans and some flowers. I want to do some hiking and fishing. I want to work hard and save up my pennies and browse every single real estate listing that is posted in my region for the entire year. Okay, and then Harjin's gonna be down this way. That's what people are buying the speed files for. You know what? Now that you mention it, it wouldn't be the worst thing for this, especially because it would last me. Like if I wanted to just run old raids for Mog like this on my Evoker, one of those Alacrity files would last me like the entire morning because I've got all that extra duration from being an alchemist. What are your plans for this spring? Why don't I do more sponsors? That's a good question. There's a couple of answers. One of them is that I don't have any kind of a manager or company, so if I want to sponsor, I need to interface with them personally, and I'm shy. I'm also really picky. I'm really picky and I'm pretty lazy, so it's a thing where they kind of have to be offering enough money, and it also has to be a company that I'm comfortable promoting, and it also has to be something that I feel like is not going to hyper stress me out to be doing promotions for. The asks can't be too big, the meetings can't be too often, so I just end up my dream eventually is to set up my business in a way that most of my income doesn't rely on sponsors and on selling other people's things. I'd like to maybe start some kind of be able to promote things that I made or that I conceptualized or that I own most of the stake in. So, you know, you write a book or you come up with a product or whatever. It's not like I've been doing that, but I'm more comfortable, I guess, pushing something that I had a big hand in than just signing on to push somebody else's stuff. It's not that I won't do it, but it's not the ideal influencer path that I would like to run. But it, you know, it also kind of depends on how much they want to offer. Lawnmower sponsorship. Bring back Manscaped. What I should do is I should make a list of the companies that I would like to work with, especially if they do influencer partnerships, and then put together like a media kit and then send it to them, like approach people, because I never do that. I've never asked for a sponsorship. But I always feel like I shouldn't really be trying to do that until after I feel like I've gotten my content to a good place. Like I feel like I'm putting out enough content. I'm happy with the quality of what I'm putting out. I'm happy with the creative direction. And I'm not happy with the creative direction or the quality or the quantity. So, and I never really have been, and maybe I never will be. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to run this particular wing of LFR and get a chance at the Abyss Worm. That is not very long. That is not very much time. Yeah, I've talked to some of the meal prep people before. Meal prep kits and VPNs are pretty common sponsors for content like mine. I've done VPN sponsorships before as well. Do I want to do the rest of it? It feels weird to just have half of a raid cleared. So we did Wailing Halls and Gates of Hell, so yeah, let's do the other two. May as well. Anita of Doomhammer, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. You make me smile, feel like I'm not alone in my hobbies. Chicks that fish in game. Maybe unique, but not alone. Thank you. Thanks for spending this time with me. All time. They're so far. They're in. I'd have to fly them all the way back out to. I mean, I guess I have time is the thing. This wing is just Maiden of Vigilance and Fallen. Oh no, oh no. I thought there was floor there and there is not floor there. Oh, jeez. Okay. Can the hammer drop an LFR? Yeah, LFR is way faster because you don't have to run through the entire place. Yeah, Indasta takes long enough to spawn that I could probably just like flight path them back up to it in between Indasta kills. It's just time that I would be otherwise spending just like sitting on the character waiting anyways, so it's not, I guess it would be the worst thing if I moved them. It just seems like a lot of extra running. Almighty Witch Doctor, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. But yeah, I also feel like if I can meet my life goals and my financial targets and whatever, and I can do it while not working that hard and not doing that much advertising. I know Twitch has ads, and I know they run during the stream, and I make money from that, and that's part of how I pay my rent. But, and I'm sure some people do sponsorships in a way that is genuinely fun for the viewers to watch, but generally speaking, I think on average, it's going to degrade the experience for you guys. And it can be done within reason, but also, and I know people kind of expect it anyways, but if I can get away without doing a lot of it, boy, that's nice. That's worth quite a bit to me. Always kill Jaden. Never alive, Jaden. Get your house. Yeah, I should probably just set my my scruples down for a minute. It's not like I have wild ethical considerations and do a little extra work for a year and then get my little house. I'm hoping I can get one anyways. We'll see. Okay, and then that's the end of that, and then we leave, we queue into the next one, and it just pops here right and kill Jaden. sponsors that are paying you money, though, tend to not appreciate you doing the bit, ironically. I'm sure there's some of them that will understand that it's still effective marketing, whether it's ironic or not, but they're paying you money for a reason. They want sales. Deceiver's Fall, is that the one? Do I like the new craft system where you only get to 40 or 50 from the trainer instead of the full 100? I haven't thought about it much. There's a bit of construction going on. I haven't thought about it too much. I don't know. I kind of made my way. I think I don't mind it because you do get recipes that you can craft to level it up. It's just you get them from like reputations and stuff. You know, if you do your renowns, you can get crafting recipes from those typically. Join the Hazelnut Clash of Clans. Can't wait for the Raid Shadow Legends stream. Don't pick the right profession talents, you're soft locked. I feel like there must still be, and maybe I'm misunderstanding it, as truly is that way for some professions, but I think that most of those you can kind of get around with renown recipes. But I guess I'm only really basing that off of like tailoring and alchemy. I don't know what it is that they're doing next door. That is one of the things that I daydream about is one day in the Hazelnutty house, the only people doing construction are the people that I've specifically asked to be there, and I can probably book that during a time we're not streaming. Carlenza, thank you for the 3-month resub. All right, there are 2 pieces of transmog that LFR Kil'jaeden could give me, if he felt polite enough to do so. Income from Twitch Turbo subs. That is a good question. I don't know. I know the YouTube version of that, you do make some money off of it. If people that have YouTube Premium watch my videos, I get a tiny cut of it. But I don't know if it works the same way for Turbo. It might not. I feel like they're trying to phase Turbo out. It feels like something that they can't really get rid of, but they'd like to. I got the Vice Grip of the Unrepentant. I got some gloves. Cool. All right. Well, that was fast. I didn't realize how fast LFR was going to be. Now I kind of want to do other LFRs. Now I kind of want to queue the rest of them. Just for the mog of it all. We killed Sassine 4 times. LFR, normal, heroic, mythic. We killed Sassine 4 times today. It's not that it's surprising that the mount didn't drop, but, you know, no one can say that I didn't try. I think I might want to level the shaman. I might want to swap over. Go for it. Oh, just keep queuing LFRs. I mean, I'm sure there's good mog in them. It seems actually quite fast just because you don't have to do all the running around. You can just kind of, I can't believe I got a Pride S. You don't have to travel through the whole raid. They just kind of pop you right in front of the boss, and it's usually a pretty short walk to the next one. There's not a ton of travel time. Shaman leveling. Shaman set's amazing. Will the Hazelnutty house have a root cellar and an indoor pool? If I want an indoor pool, and I want the money to continue maintaining my indoor pool, that's when I need to start hitting up the meal prep kits and the Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships and launch a few extra t-shirts. What if I take it in completely the wrong direction and completely misunderstand how businesses are supposed to scale, and I go, okay, I'm releasing new merch, but I'm going to embroider it in my own home, and I get like the machine embroidery kit, and I like work out a design, and I like hand embroider my own stock, and then have to charge $500 a sweater because I don't have the time for it. It's not how that works. It's not how that's supposed to go. There's a company that makes blank shirts and sweaters in Canada that I liked so much that I buy those things unmarked just to wear them, just for my own clothes. And they do wholesale, so you could, like, I could buy a batch of them and then either have somebody else like embroider or print them or something, or try and do it myself. But that's very much the risk-on style of merch sales, where you have invested, you have spent X $1,000s to acquire this inventory, and you need to be in charge of, you know, the benefit of using companies like Teespring is that they handle the shipping, the customer service, and the printing, and the inventory, and the warehousing, and that's, you know, it's not nothing. gonna do? I'm gonna get up for a second. I'll be right back. It sounds like there's a gigantic dentist working on a gigantic pair of teeth that's got like a gigantic dental drill, and they're just like the limited edition line of designs and quantities that you make yourself. I guess so. It's usually kind of a controversial thing for creators to sell stuff that's like really expensive, but it is really expensive to get stuff that's like you know, like hand worked on. I'm going to do shaman leveling, I think. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We can hear it. Yeah, I bet you can. I don't think there's anything I can really do about it. I guess I could put more foam on my ceiling or something. How do you know they're not? I guess I don't know that they're not. I've never been next door. There she is, Honey Plum, level 43. High enough level. She's high enough level to get her fast flying, but she's still on her self-contained gold journey. And I think she's 100 gold short. I think that I am missing 100 gold on this character to be able to buy her fast flying. Ever since I saw you playing Hearthstone on stream, I've been addicted to it, buying all the packs. Oh man. Thought that was a dungeon sound effect. No, there's construction in my building. There has been exclusively on weekends for a while. They're doing something. Yeah, she has 4,417 gold. She needs 4,500 gold. I refuse to send myself any. She doesn't have any quests on her right now. How could that be? I thought I was leveling in I thought I was leveling in Pandaria. I thought I would have had Pandaria quests. I don't really know why she's in oh dear. Thought my headset was breaking. No. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't think of anything I could possibly do about it. Class Shy level, have zero clue, need some tips. Always a hunter. whenever in doubt, new hunter. Hunter of every race. Done. Get a different pet. Call it good. Don't think I've ever had an empty quest log. I'm not quite sure what's happened. It looks bugged. It doesn't seem quite right. So she's currently set to the mop timeline. Thanks for the stream the other day. Pet battling? Needed to work on it. Utilize Super Squirt Day. Caught it by pure coincidence. Nice. Got like 700 max level. Anything else? All right. No hunter. Yeah, Warlock. Empty bag space. I was selling everything I could to try and scrape together gold to buy that flight training. I suppose we port back to Pandaria, and we hope for the best. Druid's easy to level. I love the enormous dentist in your building. Ask them politely to stop. I have a feeling that's not how this works. Super Squirt does such great marketing. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. This is what I get for not putting more work into my career earlier and being able to afford my own four walls. I'm going back to Pandaria because I can mine ghost iron out there, and because there was transmog I needed. I guess you know what I was doing is I was healing Pandaria dungeons. This will work too, actually. I'm gonna get 75 gold just for doing the dungeon the first time, plus any loot that we can vendor. It's huge beehive. 200 pets hit 25. Holy smokes! You think the org portal room is cooler? I think the org portal room is it drives me nuts because, well, nuts is a strong overstatement, but it's dark in here. It's difficult to see, and then it's on multiple levels. Some of the portals are up here, and then sometimes you have to go down stairs and like around a landing, and then downstairs even further, and then you get to Caverns of Time, Shatrath, and Warspear. Those three are just stuck down here, along with the Thrallmar Mage. It's like, I know that the Alliance one has a place where you would see a staircase maybe put in eventually, but they haven't used it yet. And then this one has another barred off section, but how big of a yard do you really need to garden? You know, if you can fit some like raised beds. I ask because it seems like the size of the yard makes a pretty substantial difference to the cost of the property. Finally, temple. I know, it's like I was just here. Oh, you know what's gonna be weird is this is Mop Temple and not Dragonflight Temple, and it's gonna have different mechanics. There's going to be an add phase, unless they changed it retroactively for all of the other difficulties, but I don't think they did. I think there's going to be an as phase for Wise Mari. An add phase, pardon me. Unless he's, brought in the party. It's the worst dungeon, still different, yeah. Wise Mari got bored down here, and he's been having a bit of a rager. What did you call me? Burst down the book to trigger the second boss. Those are words. They fit together into a sentence. They're working on the in-game voice chat today, so it might not be working. I did not hear that. Where did you hear that? I'll have to take that into consideration. I'll have to accommodate that in my plans. Yeah, no, there we go. There's his ad face. Hang on. We'll throw this there. This here. I don't know a whole lot about Resto Shaman. I'm doing a very basic baby version of it. Totem here. Couple of hots. Do a little bit of damage. I want to have this character set up for in time for Orc Heritage Armor in 10.07. Imagine this in Mythic Plus. Rip. What do you mean imagine this in Mythic Plus? We don't have to imagine. I think I'm misunderstanding. For all the talking with Pug Groups we'll be doing. Any streamer anniversaries or milestones coming up? I guess so. Why do you ask? In June, which is, today's May, so March, April, May, June, 3 months from now, will be my 10-year anniversary. Terrifying. Of, look at me go. 10-year anniversary of the content creation. That was when I started my YouTube channel, was in June of 2013. I have no plans. No way. Yep. That's a third of my life. See, these guys look exactly the same. Pog, yeah. We'll do a celebratory stream, except that it's just the exact same stream I would have normally done on the given day. Now I feel old. I suppose I was 20 years old when I started YouTube. That makes sense. That tracks. At the time, I thought, oh man, I'm so young and fresh. I am with it. I am ahead of the curve. I'm starting early. I know, of course, lots of people start YouTube when they're like embryos, but I figured, you know, I'm gonna be the young cool thing on the block. And then by the time I finally like found my footing on the block, I was no longer terribly young. I'm still not. I don't think I ever was all that cool. In-game picnic, eat cake. It's 21 when I got my Wii U. Eat cake on stream. Can I have cheesecake on stream? Yes. I don't know if she's upset about the construction or she's just it's 11 o'clock and she's seeing if I'm ending stream at the early option. Started my career in my 30s. It's impressive, honestly. I suppose, I mean, you know, things could still change, but I suppose this is my career. I'm trying to think of what would I do if something happened where I needed to get another job, like ASAP? Like, what do I do? I think my first instinct would probably be to try and set myself up for editing, like editing for other projects, like put together some kind of a portfolio and then pitch myself to either creators or small businesses for video editing services, because that I'm, you know, basic video editing, but I'm set up to do that. I don't think I'd like it though. I don't think I would like editing for other people. Editing for me is one thing because I know what I want. People have to try and tell you what they want. What do you go to school for? Music. And I dropped out. I didn't finish it. I did like 1 and a bit semesters of university and didn't get any kind of certification whatsoever. So my music theory and music history is not going to do me an awful lot of good in the workplace. I'd hire you as an editor. Oh, I think that would hurt my ego. I think that would be bad for my id. Race to world first commentator. I don't know if I have skills for that. I think we'd be offended if you didn't have cheesecake. Don't see that. I guess I don't know what a career is. I like my parents and people my parents, and no, even my mom's gone through career changes, but like I know a lot of people that just kind of do different things in different points of their lives. If I can keep doing this, I would love to. Works good. What sort of career did your high school guidance counselor recommend for you based on their extensive testing? They basically said your grades are okay. Your grades are good, so we recommend further academics. Keep your chin up and don't stress out so much. They were just happy that I survived high school. There was not an awful lot of pressure on me to have a career path by the time I graduated. They were just happy to get me out of there. Let's dispel one of those. But yeah, I think, I don't know what I thought I was gonna be. I guess I thought I was gonna be an orchestral musician, like an orchestral studio trumpet player. Or, I don't know. I was not very realistic about my job prospects at the time. It's a requirement to be a world first raid leader. Whatever you do, but the discipline can evolve or change. Yeah, I mean, there's some universe in which some regulation changes and my income drops out from under me and I have to do something else, and then I come up with something else and it turns out to be better than what I was doing now, you know? Sometimes you're forced into a change and it turns out to be a good idea. Sometimes you're forced into a change and it's just bad, and then sometimes nothing forces you into a change, you just do the same thing forever. That was a pretty fast dungeon. I want to turn in... well, are we done the dungeon? We just did the Mythic Plus version. I want to turn in the one quest that I have here. Do I really want to do this for the rest of my life? Work 90. There's an argument to be made too about whether it's important to you to work to live or to live to work. It's not always realistic to get a job that is, that is like your passion and your dream. And people will say that if you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that is phooey. I think that no matter how much you love what you do, there's going to be things that you like and things that you don't like. And that the best job satisfaction comes from doing something that you feel like you are good at, that you feel that you're being fairly compensated for. Having a good social structure at work can help, having good social ties to people that you work with, and then feeling kind of the right mix of able to, you know, apply yourself on your own terms, like autonomy, and then being challenged without frustrated, which is not necessarily every job, but something that you can find in jobs even that are not like, you know, being a professional surfer in Hawaii. Am I interested in gameplay feedback? Not wildly. I see that we've done half of a dungeon. I think I might have enough gold to buy my thing now. I do have enough gold to buy my thing now. I got some gloves that we can put on. I got a cache of goods that had a neck piece. People who are good at trumpet watched too many crime shows as a child, wanted to be a forensic scientist. Totally not as an adult. Would hate being a pro surfer in Hawaii. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna have any valid career advice for anybody. The reason that I'm in this is because, like, I know that it's a very lucky job to have gotten into, and I won't say that I didn't work hard. I have worked hard, but I just never really came up with a better idea. It's not that I don't like it. I think it's great. I think it's like a lottery-winning amount of luck to be in this. And every day that I'm paying my own rent and living here in the same city where I used to struggle to pay for a room is incredible. But it's not like this was the master plan. I just never came up with a master plan. I'll follow your example, drop out of school, play video games. No. I dropped out of school and then I sold computers while playing video games. When I first started my YouTube channel, it was just kind of a hobby. I didn't really think it was going to be a job. And I figured that when I finally got my work permit for the States, that I was going to go to a temp agency and find some office to do something in because I could type. I figured I would find some kind of administrative job and then have to deal with my fear of talking to people on the phone. Move to a city with cheap rent, save money. I want to, yeah, like Dimvon's saying, I have family here, and living close to my family is important to me. It's way more fun to leave the middle part out. Hey, it works for some people. It works for some people. I'm getting my flight training. That's what I'm doing. Also, I can fly. I'm just not flying very quickly, so I should probably get onto a bird or something. I could say, this noise is untenable. I'm going to end stream early and take a nap, but it's not like I can take a nap with this either. I guess I suppose I could put in earplugs, but even then, that is... I hope they're accomplishing something beautiful. I love the beehive sound. I'm glad it's working for somebody. Cashier, can't wait to find a better job. People are getting on my nerves. Yeah, I understand. They accomplished something quickly. I feel like they've been working on this for months now. We don't know what they're doing now. Sometimes there's, it's some form of construction. Sometimes there's banging, sometimes there's drilling, sometimes there's chopping sounds. Sometimes there's dropping sounds and something will roll. I thought maybe they were bowling, but... Yeah. I can fly very quickly now. I am completely broke, but that's fine. And I'm level 44. I could do, I think I could do Undosta for a chance at it, but I want to keep leveling her. Where do I want to level? Do I want to level focusing on transmog, or do I just want to level just to get leveled? I feel like at this point, well, I'm sure there are things that the reason I was leveling was because I figured I'd have access to other kind of realms of white and gray transmog that I wouldn't have access to as a full level character. Like there's some things that you can only get when you're level XYZ. Angering bees while doing dental work. Yeah, they might be sanding something. Did you grab the shield from the trading post? I didn't, no. I grabbed the bucket and then I grabbed the back piece, and then I think I might take the male transmog set. Now that I know what I think I might take, here, let me see if I can preview it, if it'll work properly on this character. Katie Cat's hiding under my desk. I say hiding, she usually sits under my desk. That's pretty normal for her. All right, I would like to see what you got. I want to see. It's still not previewing correctly. There is a tattoo skin chest piece. I saw it somewhere. Maybe I saw it on like the WoW head page for it. This is supposedly a recolor of some Island Expedition mog. It's 750. I have it frozen. And it would be spending basically all of what I have. But it is a mail set. And I do wear mail. Show us the shield. There's the shield. I thought maybe it would be a more of a Horde themed shield for Horde, but no, Alliance and Horde can both do it. Plate set and the shield. Oh, you don't like the plate set? It just reminds me of the Legion pre-patch plate. It's just like a fancier version of it. I'm sure it's actually colored from something else, but I don't think for me. Got this month with the shield and the fell armor. You're not a fan of the treasure trove? The treasure trove was mandatory for me. I already had the Pandaren monks. I didn't need to buy that. The treasure trove had to happen, and then the bucket felt important. The bucket seemed like I was gonna need it for something eventually. Okay. Let's find a nice place to level, I suppose. Is there any transmog? Forgetting dungeons and raids, because those we can farm anytime. Outdoor zones. It is getting loud. There's some construction next door. I might need to just give up for the day. This might be too distracting. Bought the mail set, kind of regret it. No. There's no complaining. It's just, this is life. Maybe they're almost done. Oh, no, it's fine. All right, I'll try. I'm looking for a place to just level, I suppose, where I still need a good amount of mog. There's stuff from Draenor, but it's like rares and treasure chests and stuff. And if it's mog that I can farm more easily when I'm fully leveled, then I may as well just level. If I was just gonna level just for fun, I would probably take this character to undead, like early undead zones, and just do some regular like alley shaman questing. It's like you have a howling ghost nearby. Good white noise. Don't want you to lose your marbles. If the marbles start to escape me, I'll probably just call it early, but we'll stick around for a bit. Maybe they're almost done. You never know. Abyss, thank you for the 26-month resub. Dungeon leveling nice for T-Mugs. It is, but I feel like I could farm those dungeons faster on a max level character. Oh, I forgot I had this one keybound. Let's port ourselves. I don't know if it's important, but I'm going to Chromium time myself back to Cataclysm. I'm going to port myself over to Silver Pine, and then I'm going to quest there. I think I probably have all to most of the mog from there because that's like my favorite place to quest. But because it's my favorite place to quest, I know the quests and I know where I'm going. So give me that timeline. Because yeah, maybe there's like BFA quest mog that I could use. Actually, let me check that. Let me check and see. Because I didn't do a whole lot of BFA as Horde. So maybe there genuinely is. Horde, Zandalar. I have 65% of the things. And if I look at, I have like 92% of some of the stuff. There's like the occasional, ooh, that is kind of cool. The occasional mace or whatever. But, you know, 97% of the quest, it looks like there was just a lot of shared appearances that I pretty much have already, so. Hey, let's go to Brill, I suppose. Is YouTube or Twitch bigger breadwinner? Generally speaking, they're almost dead even. For me, with the way that I make content, they are almost dead even between the two of them. Okay, we've got guild faction, a couple of vendors, Meryl, Ogrelaw. Yeah, no. I need to fly, which we can do faster now. And I'm gonna not worry too much about Mog. I just want to quest. I just want to quest in some old-fashioned low-level zones. I want to do it with my super fast zoomy mount speed. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. You could call the police. No, it's okay. I am not that kind of neighbor. Tried playing Elder Scrolls Online. Best questing experience of all the MMOs. You know, I think Elder Scrolls ESO is probably the only... Well, that's not true anymore. It used to be the only major MMO that was a competitor to WoW that I had not tried. Everything else I had played for at least a little bit. I'd played some Guild Wars 2, I'd played some Black Desert, I had played some Final Fantasy. You know, I played like Rift and whatever else back when those were a thing. The Star Wars MMO, I tried that one. But I never did try ESO. And I couldn't, I don't know why. Don't know why. You love following rules. People should follow laws, generally speaking. I'll admit it. Sometimes I jaywalk. I'll cross the street. I look both ways. I wear my reflective gear, but I do sometimes cross the street. Alright, Tirisfal Glades. Oh, I only have 84% of stuff here. That's not so bad. There's, oh, because there's white quality Mog that I could get. That's why. Alright. Can I... Will they let me quest in Death Knell? I feel like they won't. I feel like I would need to make an undead character to be allowed to quest there. Scarlet Monastery entrance. What do you mean Scarlet Monastery entrance? Zone drop. Just like the mobs out front? They might be elite. There's a whole belt we could do over there. Had all the time in the world. Love to try all the MMOs. What would I do with all the time in the world? I guess all the time in the world is not the same as all the money in the world. If I had all the time in the world, I'd probably just do the same thing I'm doing now. I think that's one of the great flaws with how I'm living my life so far, is I'm living as though I have all the time in the world, and I don't necessarily. It's not quite true. Most of the starting quests in Orc. I guess I can go poke around. I guess I can go take a look. Because there's white quality mob we could get. Would worry less if I had all the time in the world. I might read a lot of books. I ended up spending a bunch of time reading yesterday. I tried to go back to bed after I finished stream before I ate anything, and that was a mistake. I was too hungry to sleep, but I didn't want to admit that to myself, and I didn't want to get up and have to figure out any food, so I just laid in bed for like a couple of hours and just read books for a while. And then finally, like 4:30 comes around, I'm like, fine, I'm too hungry for this, I'm getting up. So maybe I would read more books. I would worry so much if I had more time to worry about things. Sometimes I think if I just spent enough time writing things down and thinking about them, that I could just like figure out my whole life and the universe and the plan and my world and the rules therein, and I would just understand everything and be able to make nothing but good choices from then on out. And that is not necessarily true. Trivial quests tracked. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna let me do these. I think that the Death Knell ones are I'm out of luck for. I think it's the other ones that I'll be able to do. What am I currently reading? I am halfway through a book called The Ghost Brigades, which is the second book in John Scalzi's Old Man's War series. I got halfway through that and then realized I was burning through the book and I didn't want to finish it all in one day. So then I picked up a different book, which was a genre skip. It's a memoir that apparently was best-selling a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago, about a woman hiking the Pacific Crest Trail. And I'm about a third of the way through that. You already finished 1.5 of those? They're fast, they're short, and they're snappy. Like they're not very dense in description. They're very dialogue and action focused, so you can kind of get through them very quickly. Also, I spent a couple of hours in bed reading because I wanted to fall asleep and it wasn't happening. The other one's experience. Yeah, I think I'm a little limited on experience. I need to go find a quest and then start doing it. Reading the High Republic Star Wars books. Very unlike old Ned. I'm enjoying Old Man's War, but it does read a little bit like, I don't know. I don't know what my complaint is specifically. It's, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect it too much. It is good. It is interesting. Is it even a complaint? It comes off as one. I end up sounding like a snob when I complain about it, so I'm just gonna not. Got Darkwing Duck comic books. Oh, fun. Loves hair colors and styles for the videos. Oh, thanks. Oh, I may have a bit of a lack of additional colors and styles to present for a while. All right. We're farming. Here we go. These are some quests. The orc feels so out of place here. Just, hey, farmhand, I'm here for your pumpkins. I'm going to slay you with lava. And then I'm taking your crops. Apparently I'm a child internally. Nah, you know what you are? You are an adult because you get to make your own choices about what you want to do with your own discretionary income. It's excellent. I love seeing people living and doing things that are for them, you know? Especially something kind of cool and unique like that. I'm actually really happy with my aquarium post moving it into its fresh tank. I thought it would be a bit of a mess getting everything migrated in, and it actually looked pretty good once I put it all back together. I'm happy with it. I've been enjoying it on the kitchen counter. Minor gameplay favor. Is it Lightning Shield? Was it Lightning Shield? Am I learning? Am I catching on? How did I know? Psychic, I'm telling you. You know why? It's because the moon is almost full, and because the moonrise and moonset times are conducive for viewing the moon at night. So the moon has gazed upon me and imbued me with her wisdom. That's what's going on here. Anarchy Moose with a 29-month resub. Hazel, I got exactly 2k IO. I'm not doing another Mythic Plus for the rest of the season. Congratulations. Clean number. Job done. Yeah, it's been a bad decade for the farmers. That and the big spiders in the area. Reading Hero of Ages as I embark on Sanderson's library. I think after Old Man's War, and then the hiking memoir, which is less about hiking and more about someone whose life is falling apart and how they, you know, it's more of a personal growth story. But I wish I could remember what it's called. It's got a picture of boots on the front of it. After that, I think Mistborn is next on my list because it's been strongly recommended from a variety of corners in my life, and I think I might enjoy it. One of my pet dreams is for my golden years is to have enough time to write, to write, I don't know, anything. Take all the pressure off it. Don't worry about writing something good. Don't worry about writing something unique. Don't worry about writing something special or even particularly readable. But just to, you know, I'm the biggest armchair literature critic. I will read books and I'll be like, well, that doesn't make, like, I just armchair edit. And then I imagine, well, what would you do differently? And it's the best way to get all the imagination of planning a book without ever having to do any of the work of writing one. So I nurse the fantasy of one day I'm going to magically come up with the initiative to do the work. It's a total lie, because if I really wanted to do the work, I would be doing it now. There's genuinely nothing stopping me. I have time in my day. I have, you know, paper, pens, laptops, iPads. There's no lack of equipment in my life I could use to write stories. It's not like I don't have the time or energy for it. It's just a big fat excuse. Pet dream was a dog from a shelter. That too. Oh, hey, excuse me. You want to drop me something? Mistborn is amazeballs. It's worth it. Got my 15-year-old son to read it. Each day he excitedly updates me on what happens. Oh, that's cute. Have GPT write the story for you. Yeah. Something that I think puts me off of writing is I will read books, and I always read the acknowledgments. In the beginning, they'll always say thank you to my editor and my wife and my children and my therapist and the guy that watches my dog for me on Thursdays while I leave the house, and you know, they'll talk about all of the people that made it happen. And then I'll read through this list and I'll be like, wow, that's a lot of people. I don't want to talk to that many people. If I was I just want to do it by myself, you know? Oh, I'm supposed to be capturing the Vilefin, pardon me. Let's see. There's a video someone made about making it make a Troll WoW forum post. Hilariously accurate. Is that what the world needs? More of them? I'm gonna get this guy his little buddy. I love this quest line. He's just like this undead that wants a friend. He wants like a pet. Can you give me a Murloc? Just bring one back here. It'll be great. Definitely not. Sometimes I would play the game of you'd see like a forum post title or like a Wowhead news post title that you know for a fact is going to make people like bring out all of the terrible takes from everybody. And then you would try to guess the terrible takes before you open the post and then see how many comments it takes for the terrible take that you guessed to come up. Predicting the toxicity, as it were. It's not a fun game. I don't recommend it. Big into forums, not so much, no. I just can't stop reading people's opinions. It's just, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I should think. One, it's always the first post. Sometimes you'll get one or two that are just kind of having like normal reactions or, you know, standard issue conversational components before somebody comes in hot with the bait. Also cannot stop reading them until I can. I have a much easier time stopping reading them, other people's opinions, so to speak, if I never let them cross my view in the first place. If they don't come into my field of vision, then I won't think about it. But if they're in the field of vision, then that's when you start scrolling through all of them and then trying to figure out what do people want from each other. Always walk that guy back, you can fly? I suppose, well, actually, is he? I might have lost him. I think I lost him. I think you're right. People get personal and hurtful in posts like that. Yeah. And you can tell which ones it's going to be, too. But those are the ones that you always zero in on because it's, I don't know. It's awful, but it's interesting. Bet the comments are awful, then take a look at the alpha comments and get upset with the comments and with myself. Working on it. I mean, sometimes you're pleasantly surprised. Maybe, possibly. You say you think the comments are going to be awful, then you read them and you're like, wow, people are better than I expected. But you don't have to scroll that far to find what it is that you're looking for. Has it been easy to adjust to normal flying after dragon riding? For leveling, kind of, because I'm used to walking. I'm usually comparing it to just walking around on my own 2 feet on a leveling character, but on my main, absolutely not. I take my evoker anywhere else. And even though she's an evoker, so she can soar, I still notice that I can't. I can't power flap around. Got them out last week. Finished this month. Jester's costume, not my transmogs. I've heard of people having issues with that. I think it must be a bug. I think I've heard of bugs with almost every aspect of the trading post since it's launched. It is many things, but working well, not one of them. Or at least not working universally. I've been pretty lucky. I haven't, I've managed to get all the things that I was after. Alright. We're gonna walk it back this time. There, Ghost Wolf it back. Taragosa, thank you for the 33-month resub. Appreciate it. Hit a hotkey to soar, cast a spell, dismounting myself, died promptly. Extra attentive now. Do you find that expecting extreme things in the internet can kind of tilt your worldview of your expectations for people in general? Just like in the real world? I'm not saying that noxious opinions don't exist in person. They certainly do. But sometimes life is not the same as, I'd say Twitter, but just the internet in general. I don't actually know what's going on Twitter anymore. I feel like it was getting, like that boat was sailing over some rough seas and people were kind of jumping ship. And I don't know if enough people stayed to make it still what they wanted it to be. All right, is the buddy with me? Have I walked too fast? Is the ghost wolf too much? I think I lost him again. I didn't even fly. No, I would read online as being biased for my viewing. People use Twitter, they just complain about it while using it? Oh, okay. Well, that's... that's basically what I remember from Twitter. Feeds you more of what you've been looking at recently. Yeah. It's true. I don't know if I'm ever getting this guy his buddy. He's got 14 gold for me if I can do it. I just, you know what? We're gonna try one more time. We won't Ghost Wolf this time. We'll just walk. RP walk the guy the whole way back. If it wasn't because he was lonely, I wouldn't do it. But he needs the friend. We're just massacring the local Murloc population trying to get this guy his buddy. Alright, hello. Your turn. Best of luck to you. Yeah, I would say people are generally better than they are on Twitter. Alright, we're gonna put a big old target marker on him. He is arguably going running speed. But he can't keep up if I'm Ghost Wolfing. Ghost Pepper heck and zoom zoom. Is it what, 30% faster? Yeah, it's 30% extra movement speed. Apparently it's enough to just ditch the puddle jumper forever. Murloc's Jason gives me PTSD. This is my favorite colorway of Murloc. This is, as far as I'm concerned, the premier one. One of my high school friends had, pardon me, my high school friends had the hat. At one point they sold a Murloc merch hat that had a press button in it that would play the sound file. And it had that colorway of the green with the red, where the red spikes on it. I don't know. I don't think they've made it for a long time. That's an old memory. All right. Here you go, bud. We did it. He's feeling more energetic already. I don't know if there's more story to that quest line or if he just lives happily ever after in his house with his Murloc. Magcar or regular orc? This is a regular orc. This is a normal orc. I found that they had more customization options. I like the Magcar orc totems better, but this I liked the options on this one. All right, level 45. So I can keep this character in lobby zones all the way to 60. And I don't really see why not. Should I... Ooh. Increase the movement speed bonus of Ghost Wolf, sure. Alrighty. Just getting that person their Murloc friend back. They didn't have one in the first place. I think they were quite depressed. They were very lonely. They wanted a friend or a pet, and we were going out to get one for them. Why leveling any wall? Transmog, fun. Heritage armor, there's a good excuse. Orc heritage armor is coming in 1007, and I want a character that's like vaguely to some degree ready for it. I think you can still turn off XP. I haven't done it. I think it's still possible. Rare hunting to level faster. A lot of them spawn if you're in war mode. Never run into anyone anyways. It's not a bad tip. I've kind of given up a bit on speed leveling tactics. Most of what I'm looking for is just the nostalgia of running through the really old zones. I haven't done this quest in a long time. Probably for a good reason. So there's a lot of sea cucumbers that they're looking for from here. They're sea cucumbers. I'm herbing the sea cucumbers. Now, how I'm herbing a sea cucumber when I'm pretty sure they're creatures and not cucumbers. Can't decide what I want for lunch. Poke or burgers are top 2 contenders. Ooh, that's hard. That is difficult. I'll give you a definitive answer shortly. Get to 60 by clearing Tears Fall Glades. Both Plague Lands. On one hand, if it's cold where you live, burgers are more of like a hot food. Very satisfying. Poke tends to digest and sit better though. Usually if I'm doing like a lunch and it's on a day where I'm planning on being productive, I will tend towards like the salad bowl, the poke bowl situation. And if it's a day where I've given up on any hope of being a contributing member of society, I get the veggie burger and the yam fries, and then I accept my life as a slug. Is it true that A&W in Canada offers poutine? You know, I haven't been. It sounds like the kind of thing they would do. Subway is making rice bowls now. Like, there's no rules. Poke on burgers, problem solved. Dog must have been having an interesting dream. Sleep out full blast. Oh! Eat lunch and go beach. What is that word supposed to be? Foot-long rice bowls. I have not gotten the Subway rice bowl. I have no hopes for it whatsoever. Bed? Oh, it's an emote. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Almost everywhere offers poutine. Technically counts. There's a few places that do like a real good veggie poutine, but generally speaking, I don't try random ones because they're gonna have meat in the gravy. Veggie burgers and yam fries? They are. That doesn't solve Perk's question at all. Did I ever go to a drive-in theater? Never. Never been to a drive-in theater. The fanciest theaters I ever went to were, before they got bought out by AMC in Oregon, there were these Cinetopia theaters that would have like these living room style theaters where they would serve alcohol, and they would have like cuddle couches, which I thought was cool at the time, but in hindsight now grosses me out a tiny bit. And they like there was a restaurant, they'd bring you food to your seat at the movie. It was all ludicrously expensive, and the food was okay, but it was marked up at movie theater markup prices. However, you know, you want to have a cocktail and a bowl of mac and cheese while watching the latest blockbuster. It's the only way to do it. Fancy, I guess, is the wrong word. What's the word I'm looking for? Divergent. Loved Cinetopia. Worth the cost of a sitter. Cuddle couch sounds scary more than anything. Yeah, I guess I just didn't trust what other people would have been doing on the couches. I know people do crazy things in the chairs too, but at least then you have to really try if you're going to try and fit multiple people there. Since moved, but loved Portland. Yeah, I liked Portland a lot too. I liked Oregon. I of all the places for me to spend time in the States, and I think that was like the best possible outcome of a state. It was beautiful there. I liked Powell's books in Portland. I liked my tattoo artist. I guess that's not so much an attraction as just like a place that I would go, but Harry was good. I enjoyed spending time there. I liked my hair studio. They had good boba. I liked the Bubble NT in Beaverton. That was good. Love Powell's Life. Made me hunger for mac and cheese. They used to do one at Cinetopia that had like a blue cheese in it. It had many cheeses, but one of them was like a blue cheese. And it was just the right amount of it that it was divine. I like blue cheese, so I'm biased, but I spent years trying to recreate that mac and cheese, and I came to the understanding that I could do it, but the cheese budget, even in the States, the cheese budget was just untenable, and I didn't want it that badly. Totally divine. Yeah, if I was going to recommend anybody, well, it's hard for me to recommend like a tourist trip to places because I haven't done that many touristy things. But if anybody was going to go to Portland, go to Oregon, they had like a week to spend, I would say to spend a few days on the coast, get yourself like a nice beach hotel or Airbnb or something, and do some coast stuff. Do at least one good hike if you had the time to, and if you were inclined to hiking, there's some gorgeous hiking and parks. And then in the city, the bookstore for sure. You can skip Voodoo Donuts, but you got to get Blue Star. And Portland's just fun to walk around and people watch. You can walk around, you can pick any coffee shop. They're going to have some weird stuff on the menu. It's all pretty good. Or, you know, microbreweries if you're into that. And then you just like sit down at your industrial themed wooden slab table and people watch. It's great. Zendavid, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I do kind of miss Waffle Window. They did one with like goat cheese and tomato that I was a big fan of. What EU country would be interested in visiting first? I've never been to EU and I don't know. I guess I don't know what I want for my vacation because I'm travel scares me. Food is good everywhere. I guess it depends on what you want to do. Do you want to see, do I want to see cultural history things? Do I want to tour castles? Do I want to just eat? Do I want to sleep on a beach? Do I want to drink? Do I want to hike? There must be some good hiking in, well, Europe, obviously. There's a lot of places in Europe. There must be good hiking, but I'm thinking like north, yeah. Norway, Denmark, that kind of thing. Horribly crowded during the tourist season. Yeah, I guess I only ever went to the coast off season. It's going to be windy on the beach no matter what. I'm sure there's some days that aren't windy, but hey, this is Lillian Voss when you first found her. Yeah, I didn't go to the Oregon beach to swim. I just went to kind of enjoy the thunder of the surf on the sand. All of the above are kind of a lot of you. European cities you'd love for the same reason you'd like Portland and Victoria? I guess so, that's true. But I don't know. I feel like one is very much as not the same as another one, but fills the same function for me, I suppose. No hiking in Denmark. It's flat here. Oh, for shops and people watching. That's true. I do love people watching. I love gift shops, which is funny because I don't like gifts. I just like looking at them. I almost never get anything. I like looking at souvenirs and then not buying them. Description of Portland reminded me a lot of my hometown. I think I would be nervous traveling anywhere with a language barrier, which is a lot of Europe, but I understand that a lot of Europe, even if it's not the first language, there will be enough English speaking there for me to get around without having to learn more than a handful of phrases. Look at the gifts and think, who would buy this? What was your experience with the Keep Portland Weird thing? Is it a thing? I guess I've seen like bumper stickers. Oh, hey, there's a rare. Portland was weird in kind of the same way that Victoria is a little bit weird. There's just kind of like a neat energy. People, it's a very individualistic, funky kind of thing. Like obviously there's a style, but part of the style is predicated on doing whatever you want. The Portland Saturday Market. That's some good stuff. That's another thing I'd recommend for anybody visiting Portland. If you like, farmers markets or like artisans markets, the Saturday Market is all of the above. It's massive. It was good. I liked it a lot. How accurate was Portlandia? I never saw Portlandia. I lived outside of Portland for 8 years. I never once saw Portlandia. Darth Vader unicycle guy. There is a guy that would skateboard around with a boombox and a beagle. And I saw him on multiple occasions. In like almost any time I went to Portland, I would see the guy skateboarding with the boombox and the beagle. And he had like an Instagram handle. I don't know. I didn't have it. Yeah, Hazel didn't decide, but Super says Poke. Yeah, that's true. Isn't quirky like the show in my experience? I always found that there were areas of Portland that were quirky, but it's not a theme park. It's a city. There's like plenty of people that live and work there that are just kind of doing their normal thing that are not going to be, walking around in like a crazy getup. All right, I need some marrow petals, which are over that way. What about visiting Asia? Apparently, when I was a teenager, I really badly wanted to visit Japan. And I never went. There was a trip that I was planning to go on, but then they didn't get enough people to agree to go, and there wasn't enough funds or something, and it never happened. And I think I would still enjoy it, but I don't know. The urge left me. Maybe if I reached a point in my life where I had money and nothing to spend it on, and I'd already, accounted for my savings, my future, and investments, and my family and everything, and I was like, well, I got a couple $1,000s or whatever. I'm going to Japan. I would probably go and then be like, well, I'm in Japan. No, like I need people to plan trips for me and then take me along with them. I enjoy traveling when somebody else does all of the work. I am awful at making choices. I have no foresight when it comes to making plans, but I don't like not having a plan. I've experienced this before. I'll be walking down the street in like an adorable little tourist village, and all I have to do is find some place to eat lunch. And I'm walking past restaurant and cafes and bakeries, and they all sell food. And I will have the worst, this happened to me in the Oregon coast, I'll have the worst time in my life trying to just accomplish the goal of feeding myself. I will finally pick a place and I'll go in, and then they were like cash only. And then I picked another place, and then they were like out of the one thing that I could eat. And then like, it's always a disaster with me. I need somebody that's good at traveling to drag me with them. And then I just get to look at all the things. Anything in particular in Japan that you'd like to visit? Forests, although I guess we have forests here. Maybe, I don't know if they'd have tea shops. I like browsing for tea and teacups and tea accessories, and I would like to go have tea someplace fancy. I say that, there's tea shops and tea houses here that I don't go to. I just buy tea online and then I make it at home. I'd like to go visit fish keeping and aquarium places, but that's more of like a China and a Germany thing. If I ever went to Germany, I would take like an aquarium, like a fish keeping tour. I would find all the aquarium hotspots and check them out. Oh, you know what? Mr. What's his name? There's some famous aquariums in Japan that were... The man who worked on them is no longer around, but he's like the father of modern aquascaping. And I think you can still tour his aquariums. That would be cool. I could spend all day there. Wanted to go to a robot cafe at least once. Oh hey, treasure chest. Anything good? Experience. Germany's okay. Yeah, I don't usually mention conflict anywhere that I go. I try my very best to avoid it. I should make a project out of exploring the city that I actually live in. I should go online and make a big fat list of all the places I would be even remotely interested in going, and then make a point to go there and just like take some photos or something, you know? It doesn't have to be like everything in one day. I could do like one thing every second week, but I should probably have a list and work off of it. I have lived here for over a year now, and I did maybe 4 things, and then I just every now and then go back and do those 4 things again. I found the things that I like to do, and that's all I do. I went to Korea, Aquarium in Seoul, underwhelming. It's a good idea, because there's so much stuff in Victoria. There are so many things. It's a small city and it has so many things in it. Trouble going to new places my own? Yeah. Yeah. I know somebody I can bring. Second Ireland. Work trip this weekend. Found an owl wood carving. Take the W on photo loop from the weekend. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think the list is even if I just make the list and I never do any of it, maybe one day I'll be in the area and I'll be like, oh hey, this thing was on my list, you know. What would I put in the list? I don't think I need to do the Cragdurrock Castle tour again. I've done that like at least twice in my life. I've seen it. I know the story. There used to be rich people that lived in the city. They had all the money. They built a castle. Now you can take a tour of the castle. It's more of a manor than anything else, but it's big and it's on a hill. And you're ever gonna find out anything about the person you keep mentioning? I mean, maybe in bits and pieces over time, but I like keeping some boundaries, and that's definitely like a personal life thing that's not for content. It's just part of my life. Bunch of hikes, yeah. Tiny scary roads. Anything that I'd be doing downtown, I would just either walk or bus to. I have a car and I can take that to get me places that are like outside of the downtown area, but if I'm going to like the Inner Harbor, I'm not parking down there. New cafe every other week or something. I'd tell you that I'm saving my money too much for that, but it's a fat lie. I eat out. I order takeout. I'm not above that. Boundaries are good. Yeah. Yeah, it's not like a big secret. It's not like there's gonna be a gas moment where it's like, oh my gosh, Hazel was dating. You know, it's a vaguely known entity, but I'm in this kind of weird mid space between being a lifestyle creator and just a gaming creator. And if all of my business was gaming news, then I would never show you anything. But it's kind of not. But like, I don't know. I'll show you my cat all day long, but I'm keeping my partner to myself. How dare you not tell us all your secrets? But there is one, so I'll tell you that much. Dating a Murloc, we're okay with that. Why do you think I spent so much of my time at the lake? You know, they can't stay out of the water too long, they get dry. Coffees are affordable, great to chill, people watch. How dare you tell us any secrets here to see dead Murlocs? Alright. How's my experience doing? I'm leveling a lot faster now that I'm actually leveling. I spent an awful lot of time in this character trying to scrape together ways to get more transmog, and I think the answer is just finish leveling her and then do all the farming. Just curious? Oh no, that's totally fine. As a general rule, you guys ask whatever you want, and if I find something's too personal, I'll just skip it. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Seen that movie, Shape of Water? That movie had a color palette and then beat you over the head with it. You know, I love a good theme, but holy smoke, subtlety was not in the brief. Yeah. There we go. Something to do. This might somewhat eventually with my newfound powers after all. What a great movie Hero was. I don't think I've seen that one. About to get some HC Lightning Burbs Squirrel Squad progress going. Words of motivation. Let me see. Let me come up with a speech. Heroic Lightning Bird. Oh! Hey, the guide made it in time. Each and every one of you has taken a path that led you to this day, together, to face this united. Each of you has something to bring. Each of you has an ability that will pop a spark. Twice. You have your plan. You have the spirit. You have the will. Now let the bird fall. ChatGPT write this. About to delete this, boss. Yeah, you are. Lightning bird giving, cherishing, receiving, having, sharing. About to see the whale, ready to bawl my eyes out. I watched the trailer and I thought that's too heavy for me. I don't know when it happened, but I have lost my ability to watch heavy movies. I can't do it anymore. They have to be stupid or just really lighthearted. Exclusively rom-coms and nostalgic movies. I watched She's the Man featuring Amanda Bynes, and I'm never getting that time back. Can't bring myself to watch The Whale. I can't do it. Need happy media in my life. Nothing like Channing Tatum asking if you like cheese. Some of the writing and the delivery was genuinely so funny. And then some of it was just so hard to sit through. That point where that one student's like, man, when I liked Eunice, everyone made fun of me. But now so-and-so likes Eunice and it's cool. This sucks. I hate school. And it was just so perfectly delivered that I had to pause the movie because I was laughing too hard to find out what happened next. All these things to increase productivity, then what? She's the man. Welcome to my life. To be fair, the movie watching happened at a time of day when there was not any chance of productive work going on. Gives the same energy as Mean Girls. I did think Mean Girls was funnier overall. You do have to suffer through the main character pretending to be a boy by doing a really bad Southern accent that nobody understands. Like, no one like, I don't, like in the beginning, you know, her friend's like, okay, give me your dude voice. And then she does like a dropped pitch voice. And he's like, all right, you're ready. And then for the rest of the movie, she does it like the most stereotypical half-baked Southern accent you've ever heard. That's not pitched down at all. And you're just, everyone's just cool with it. Yeah, I was thinking of trying that, the Netflix rom-com that came out about house swapping with Reese Witherspoon and Ashton Kutcher. I need somebody to tell me that that's not a complete waste of my time. I'm probably gonna watch it anyways, and it may be a complete waste of my time, but I'm gonna need one of you to lie to me. Is it cute? I watched it. No Oscar winner. It was cute. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm not expecting cinematic greatness. I want like some funny side characters. My greatest beef with rom-coms is usually when they spend the entire movie just telling the story of the main couple and they have nothing else interesting going on at all. I need there to be like a B plot or at least some interesting side characters that are, you know, fun to watch when they're on screen. Movies that focus too heavily on just the one pair get really boring really fast. You lost me at Reese Witherspoon, has a good side character. All right. Reception is devastating. All right, one more of these guys. Have I picked up any? See, look, I came out here and I wasn't even planning on getting any Mog, and I got a flanged mace. I got a phalange. It's plus a white quality belt that I can mail off. It's not too bad. What does that look like? Yeah, that checks out. I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall for the first time and found that to be like a cute movie, but very I mean, of course, all movies kind of represent their time. Sometimes the older rom-coms bring out some wild stuff. Do you not get Ashton Kutcher as a rom-com star? I have to kind of suspend disbelief a lot of the time when watching basically they're usually people being romantic interests of things. It's almost never believable for me, and I don't really know why. But you know, you just suspend your disbelief because lots of people like lots of different things. Just because I don't find that lead particularly appealing doesn't mean that they're a bad person or that nobody else would want to date them. The 70s had spaceships? Didn't they land on the moon in like the 60s? I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. Anything with Kristen Bell in it. It's a good chunk of things. Are you watching the Frozen series? I haven't seen those in a while. I liked her in The Good Place, and then everything else hasn't measured up. The Good Place was just too funny. A movie where you didn't have to suspend your disbelief offhand. What was that Kristen Stewart Christmas movie that I told you guys to watch? That one. Although her love interest was cute, but like horrible, terrible person. Behaved abysmally in a way that I was not pleased. Well, obviously it's a movie, so there should be conflict. It's not like you have to agree with everything everybody does, but to the point that I wasn't necessarily rooting for the relationship anymore. Yeah, I thought Aubrey Plaza's character was a lot cooler. No, I didn't. I never saw Veronica Mars. Yeah, Happiest Season. That one, I bought it. Here we go. Devil Wears Prada's a comfort watch. I have so much, I know that the movie ends well, but I'm still so uncomfortable for Andy's character when I see that movie. Alright. It is noon. I have some loot to mail to my priest, and then I think we think about wrapping it up. What's my priest again? Inksy? Yeah, that's the one. She can learn this belt. It's beaded. Is it beaded? Is it true? I don't think it's true. I don't see any beads. I see belt loops, belt holes. Oh, the Hallmark movies. Drag back home to fall in love with the HS lover that fell out of touch. I have not seen When in Rome. Is it good? Yeah, it bothers me, I guess, in romantic movies when one of the characters completely abandons their career for a relationship that has been very, as in with most romantic movies, like a short one, when it seemed like previously their career was important to them, and then any time that they're just like, you know what, never mind. I'm choosing you, and they've met them like on Thursday. That it's a trope that happens in a lot of movies, particularly like the Hallmark and Lifetime movies, which I admit I don't watch a whole lot of, but they, it just, that actually got me about the end of Friends is the culmination of the Ross and Rachel storyline. It's like she had a job lined up in Paris. You're gonna drop that for Ross? Yeah, no, they're cute. I just I'm screaming at the TV every time somebody they could get a promotion and they could do something really cool, and they're like, you know what, that would take too much time away from this Tinder date. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I remember enjoying that storyline more the first time I watched it, and then in hindsight, not so much. Ross can't move to Paris? Well, no, because Ross already had a son in New York, and he wanted to stay there to parent his son, despite the fact that he had a daughter with Rachel. It was all very messy. She'd make significantly lower money. The point of the episode was that they were offering her raises. The Paris job heard that Ralph Lauren was trying to get her back, and then they offered her more money. Yeah. All right. I've just watched it recently. I'm going in here. I'm going to log off, and I'm going to be back on Wednesday. I will see you guys at that time. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, Tuesday. I hope your week brings you everything you're looking for. I wish you best of luck in your raid progression if that's something you're working on. GG's. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.